Coming off of a loss, a heartbreaking loss to Brenham last week by 2 points with a series of mishaps, ultimately deciding the outcome of that ball game, the Eastview Patriots head on the road yet again for the second week in a row as they look to rebound against the Cedar Creek Eagles. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Eastview Patriot football here on SHN Sports. I'm Travis Banks, joined alongside, as always, Michael Francis. And Michael, I was out last week. Thank you very much to Stephen Strong for subbing in last week. But as I just mentioned, a 2-point loss to Brenham, another heartbreaking loss in a series, as Eastview has lost 3 straight to Brenham now. Just a missed 2-point conversion at the end of the game, Michael.
A missed 2-point conversion, a couple of missed extra points throughout the game, and a pick 6 are the story of that contest from last week, Travis. A disappointing loss, but the thing that you have to look at with this team is that they don't give up. You know, they got down in the game and behind, but they clawed their way back in. They fought their way and had an opportunity to their very last play to win the ball game, and they just did not quit. It's great to see the excitement that's going on in this team. We're excited about it. Got an email from Coach Feacoch. I want to share this with y'all. He talks about the key to victory tonight versus these Cedar Creek Eagles. They need to get started early and take care of the ball. They've got to stop the run and make solid tackles. They got to wrap up and make the tackles. Coach Feacoch feels that his special teams have improved each and every week, and they just need to be solid again tonight. Need to establish the run early and allow it to set up the play-action pass game. Feels like they're starting to play better. Still have some things to work on, but the offensive line is growing up, and the quarterbacks and the wide receivers' timing is getting better. The defense played their best game of the year last week, although we didn't win. They are growing, and we expect another big effort out of them tonight, and a solid defense versus Brenham last week. One thing that he is very proud of this team, as we just mentioned so far, is that they've shown a ton of grit. They haven't played a game yet this year with their entire roster healthy, but these guys have not given up in any game that they've played. He thinks that it is a testament to his coaching staff and the kids buying into the culture that they are trying to build, getting to that point in the season when you want to start playing your best football, and I think this team is going to start doing just that. And that's from Coach Feacoch. And, you know, he believes in his players. They believe in him, and it shows. There's some really good talent starting to rise up in this Patriot football program, Travis.
Indeed there is, and I think the biggest key factor, as you mentioned, Michael, is that Eastview has not had a 100% healthy roster at any given point this season, and that is reflected in their 1-3 record, 1-1 in district. Of course, that lone win coming 2 weeks ago at home against Elgin. The Patriots are 0-3 on the road this season. They are looking to rectify that this season, however. And this is a stadium, Michael, where Eastview has historically had a little bit of trouble. They play here once a year, every year, be it against either Cedar Creek or against Bastrop, depending on who the home team is in that season. But there have been several games in the past where Eastview has come in here and just absolutely been dominated on all sides of the football, for lack of a better term. Of course, it's a different culture under Coach Feacoch the last 2 years. He's looking to change that and have the Patriots coming out on top tonight.
Well, if you remember last year, we were here to play Bastrop at this very same stadium, and it was a tooth and nail victory that Eastview came away with last year, but they didn't come by it easy. It was a very scrappy Bastrop Bear team, which we'll be facing next week in Georgetown.
And this game is not going to be any less difficult for the Patriots either, as Cedar Creek is currently tied in a three-way tie for first place in the district standings. Cedar Creek, Brenham, and Rouse both coming into tonight's games with 2-0 district records here in District 13-5A. Cedar Creek coming into tonight's game with a 2-2 overall record. They lost their first 2 games of the season. on September 25th to Seguin. They lost that game by a score of 48-2. And 3 weeks ago on October 2nd, they lost to Aikens High School out of Austin by 10 points, 33-23. And ever since then, the two district games, they've come out on top. They defeated Connolly 2 weeks ago on October 9th by a score of 20-13. And the common factor opponent here, Michael, is last week Cedar Creek defeated Elgin by a score of 20-16. Of course, 2 weeks ago, Eastview defeating that very same Elgin squad by a score of 42-35. So similar scores in those Elgin games, both teams coming out on top. It'll be interesting to see how these two teams come out to play tonight.
It will be, and Coach Feacock has done very well to have his kids prepared and ready to play. And what we've seen so far this year, a very young, scrappy Patriot football team, and we look forward to it tonight. District 13-5A is not a walkthrough. There's some very tough competition, as you and I were discussing before the game. You've got a surprise in Rouse, who was projected to finish at the bottom of the district, but right now they're 2-0 in district and 3-1 overall. An outstanding program. In fact, one of their coaches was selected as assistant coach of the week from Dave Campbell's Texas football. So good things happening over there. It's a tough district that we're in, and it's going to be an exciting game tonight between these two programs.
Rounding out those district standings, in fourth place is Glenn with a 2-1 district record. Eastview coming in at fifth place with a 1-1 district record, 1-3 overall record. And then in sixth place, seventh place, and eighth place, another three-way tie with a couple of winless teams. You have Elgin at 0-2 in district, Bastrop at 0-2 in district, and Connolly at 0-3 in district. Elgin and Connolly have yet to win a game on the season. Bastrop is 1-3 overall. And if you're just tuning in, we did have the opening coin toss a little earlier. Cedar Creek ended up winning the coin toss, and they elected to defer until the second half. Eastview will be receiving this opening kickoff. Thomas Thornburg was the team captain representing Eastview at midfield, and the team captain for Cedar Creek was Angel Cardona. And we are just about set for kickoff here at Bastrop ISD Memorial Stadium. We would like to thank you for choosing to spend your Friday nights with us here on SHN Sports for Eastview Patriot football.
And it's going to be a chilly night tonight, Travis. We got north wind blowing through here. It's 57 degrees right now. Just from driving from home to here, it has dropped a little lower 14 degrees.
And very windy outside as well, as you might have noticed. Neither team set up their big inflatable entrance logos. As we are underway here at Bastrop ISD Memorial Stadium. And this ball is going to be picked up at around the 20-yard line, and making a run to the 30 is going to be Eastview, and they are going to have some decent field position here for their first drive of the night. We'll get our first look of the evening at quarterback Peyton Adams, who, as we mentioned earlier, threw 4 interceptions last week against Brenham. He's got 7 touchdowns on the year, but 6 interceptions following last week. Adams will come out in the gun. He takes the snap and drops back. He throws over the middle, has a man wide open. It is caught near the 50-yard line. No, I'm sorry, it falls incomplete. Looked like it was going to be caught for a second there.
That was the wind that knocked that one down, Travis. He's throwing straight into that north wind as the Patriots are going north right now.
That pass was intended for Jacob Martin. Falls incomplete. It'll be second down and 10. Ball is on the 29-yard line. This play is going to be a handoff, and it's going to be Jerry Barone. And Jerry Barone on the jet sweep. He makes his way out into the Cedar Creek sideline, being pushed out of bounds, but not before he picks up a first down for the Patriots. Great running by Jerry Barone. And Eastview goes to hurry up on first down and 10. It's going to be another handoff, this time to Isaiah Quentin Jackson. Quentin Jackson has a huge hole up the middle. He makes it across the 50-yard line before being brought down. Did he pick up the first down? We'll see where the referees spot the ball. Looks like they're going to mark him a yard short, so this will be second and inches. Ball officially in Cedar Creek territory, and it's another handoff to Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who has a huge hole on the right side now, and he makes it all the way to the 40-yard line before being brought down from behind by Cedar Creek's Chris Nino. This will move the chains for a first down for the Patriots.
Patriots going with a little different look here, Travis, with going with the tempo.
Adams on first down, sends a man in motion, fakes a handoff. It's going to be a handoff to the back. Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who has a huge hole on the left side towards the left hash mark, and he's finally brought down by 2 Cedar Creek defenders after making his way to the 25-yard line. A great run by Isaiah Quentin Jackson and a great job by this Patriots offensive line so far tonight. You mentioned, Michael, how Coach Feacock mentioned to you that they want to get the running game started going early, and that is exactly what the Patriots have done so far on this drive. This will be 1st and 10. Ball on the Cedar Creek 24. Adams in the gun. He keeps it himself, and he's going to be brought down from behind by Cedar Creek's Logan Latouf. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Looks like he lost a couple yards on that play, Travis.
Yeah, a loss of 2 officially, so this will bring up 2nd down and 12. The ball is on the Cedar Creek 26-yard line. Adams in the gun. 2 receivers to his right. Adams takes the snap, drops back. He's under pressure. It's a screen pass. It's thrown for and falls incomplete, intended for Isaiah Quentin Jackson. And a little bit of a late tackle there by Cedar Creek's William Rangel. Isaiah Quentin Jackson's looking for a flag for a little bit of a late hit and some unnecessary roughness. He's not going to get that flag. This will bring up 3rd down and 12 for the Patriots.
So you got Tanner Ballou that has come on.
Adams still in at quarterback, though. He's going to hand the ball off to Isaiah Quentin Jackson on 3rd down here. Isaiah Quentin Jackson has nowhere to go. He tries to spin around some defenders, can't quite make it. Nowhere near the 1st down marker. This will bring up 4th down for the Patriots, and you got to think they're going to have to go for it, considering this is way too long for a field goal, especially in these windy conditions when Eastview is playing into the wind.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw that pass get knocked down earlier from Peyton Adams across the middle, so a field goal attempt would probably not go.
Adams takes the snap, immediately throws, caught by Isaiah Quentin Jackson on a screen. Quentin Jackson is running towards the Cedar Creek sideline. Did he get enough to pick up the 1st down? No, he did not. He was about 3 yards short, so that will be a turnover on downs. The Cedar Creek defense forces a turnover on downs after Eastview fails to convert the 4th down.
Defensively for your Patriots tonight, your corners, Michael Sedgwick and Charles Ross. Your safeties, Logan Williams, Tyler Huerta, and Tyler Wagner. Your linebackers, Isaiah Quentin Jackson, Thomas Thornburg. Your ends, Justin Nizer and Aaron Olage.
Cedar Creek on 1st down will hand the ball off to the running back. He picks up a solid 3, maybe 4 yards before being brought down. And this will bring up 2nd down and a very manageable 5 yards. So a 5-yard gain. The ball will be spotted at the Cedar Creek 21-yard line.
And your tackles, DJ Perez and Vance Hurd.
Second down and 5 for the Eagles. They come out on the shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the left. They send a man in motion from left to right, and it's going to be another handoff to the running back, who is tackled by Thomas Thornburg after maybe gaining a yard. This will bring up 3rd down and 4. Great tackle by Thomas Thornburg. Great job being in position as well to stop that running back.
Yeah, he played heads up right there in the middle, and he threw that running back to the ground. Solid tackle. That's exactly what Coach Feacock said he wanted to see from his guys. We're making good, solid tackles tonight.
Big 3rd down early on in the game. It's 3rd and 4 for the Eagles. They come out in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers on each side. Quarterback takes the snap, and he's going to decide to keep it himself, and he's got some space, but he's tripped up near the line of scrimmage by a Patriots defender. That was Cade Elkins making the tackle, the one-handed tackle, the ankle grab that saved this Patriots defensive drive, if you will, Michael.
Well, the Patriots showed blitz, and they sent the two linebackers right up the middle, and the quarterback was able to break away from that and get to the left side, which opened up a running lane, and he came close to getting to the first or to the line of gain.
So Cedar Creek will punt the ball away here on 4th down. Again, they are punting into the wind, so they will go ahead and punt. It will go out of bounds at the Eastview 45-yard line, so sets the Patriots up with some great field position offensively as they come out for their second offensive series of the evening.
Offensively for your Patriots, your wide receivers, Charles Ross and Michael Sedgwick. And the slot, Jerry Barone. Your running backs, Jacob Martin, Isaiah Quentin Jackson. And quarterback, Peyton Adams. And your line, Cole Smith, Ben Martin, McKinley McLaughlin, Austin Kane, and Israel Ramirez.
1st and 10 for the Patriots. It's going to be a sweep handoff to Jerry Barone, and Barone has some space. He makes it across the 50-yard line, tackled at the 49-yard line. Solid gain of about 4, brings up 2nd down and manageable for the Patriots. They're going to mark Barone down at the 50 evenly. So the Patriots will hurry back up again here on 2nd down. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Adams hands the ball off to Amarian Brooks, who checks into the game. Amarian Brooks has nowhere to go on 2nd down. He's stuffed after a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards. It looks like they're going to give him a 1-yard gain. This will set up 3rd down and 6. .6:33 and counting to go here in the first quarter. We are scoreless here at Bastrop ISD Memorial Stadium. Cedar Creek showing blitz, and they're going to get flagged for jumping off sides. It looked like they had a linebacker who just got a little too far into the neutral zone. And this should set up about a 3rd and 1 for the Patriots.
See what they're... You did have encroachment, and that caused the offensive line to jump, so it should be offsides.
Well, you can tell Peyton Adams thought that the Patriots had a free play because they offense immediately went into their fade route. Just throw the ball as deep as
false
possible.
Start against the Patriots.
So that will set the Patriots back 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 11. Which is not the way the Patriots wanted this to turn out. Kind of changes up their game plan as well.
So a little uniqueness tonight. We don't have a crowd mic here at Bastrop. They don't have a place for us to plug in for one, and so unfortunately we're not able to pipe in the crowd noise tonight.
Patriots bunching up their wide receivers. It'll be an immediate screen pass. It is caught by Michael Sedgwick, and Sedgwick crosses the 50-yard line and is shoved out of bounds. He's nowhere near the 1st down line, so this will set up 4th down and potentially a punting situation for the Patriots. And that is indeed what will happen.
They keep moving the yardstick.
See what's going on here. Peyton Adams is still out in the middle of the field, although he has punted the ball before. And it's going to be a fake punt. And the Patriots have a 1st down and a whole lot more on this fake punt. That was Charles Ross. A direct snap to Ross, and he just ran over to the right side of the field. The funny thing is that Cedar Creek's defense, they didn't even send a man back deep to return. They saw the fake coming all the way, right. And Charles Ross still able to pick up a 1st down. Great running by Charles Ross on the sweep to the right side. And now it'll be 1st and 10 Patriots. It's a handoff to Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who rushes left. He's got some space, and he's brought down just shy of the 25-yard line by Cedar Creek's Chris Nino. This will bring up 2nd down and inches for the Patriots offense. They come out in the gun. It's another handoff to Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who rushes up the middle. He's got some space. And Isaiah Quentin Jackson is brought down after getting inside the 15, tackled just shy of the 10-yard line. And that's more than enough to pick up a 1st down for the Patriots as they enter the red zone for the first time this evening. Adams now in the gun. 1st and 10, ball spotted on the 13-yard line of Cedar Creek. It's a handoff to Amarian Brooks, who rushes to the left side, makes his way inside the 5 before being brought down by Cedar Creek's defense. And this will set up 2nd down and inches. The Patriots can still get a 1st down here. They're going to hand the ball off to Amarian Brooks again, and he rushes into the end zone for a touchdown. Amarian Brooks, from about 5 yards out, scores the Patriots their first touchdown of the night with 5:09 to go here in the first quarter. The Patriots lead 6-0 pending the PAT. No flags on that run. Now Eastview out to attempt the PAT. It is up and no good. So perhaps a hangover from last week, another missed extra point for the Patriots. However, they still lead it 6-0 with 5:09 to go here in the first quarter. We'll have Cedar Creek's response after this series of messages from our sponsors. Stay tuned. We'll have more exciting football action here for you in just a moment. You're watching Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium, where your Eastview Patriots have just scored their first touchdown of the night and have a 6-0 lead with a failed extra point attempt. The kicking into that north wind is definitely having an effect on the ball tonight, Travis.
Indeed it is. A fake punt by Charles Ross set up that touchdown drive on 4th down. Charles Ross just picking up an insane amount of yardage, just sweeping out to the right side, and the Patriots lead for the first time tonight. Cedar Creek looking to respond, however. They're looking to keep their perfect 2-0 record, or they're looking to at least bump that up to 3-0 tonight and maintain first place in District 13-5A. This kickoff is going to be very short and goes out of bounds, drawing a flag. So we should see the Cedar Creek Eagles setting up shop around their own 40-yard line.
I think they're going to re-kick. And indeed they are.
All right, so Emilio Vargas will get another opportunity at this kickoff. Again, Michael, as you mentioned, Eastview is kicking against the wind, so that's hard for anybody. You can be an NFL caliber kicker, and they still have trouble with these kicks.
Yeah, right, absolutely, because you can look at the flags blowing over there, Travis, and it's nothing but straight line winds coming out of the north.
Patriots will be kicking off from their own 35-yard line. Vargas out. We can't say he at least has the ball secured on the tee. And it falls off the tee.
Yeah.
Falls off the tee.
So if he does that too much, they may have to have a player actually hold the ball on the tee. And it did blow off again.
Carlos Villarreal notices that, and I think he's kind of ready for this kickoff to take place. He immediately walked over and said, "I'll hold it." And now Emilio Vargas will get a chance at kicking this ball off. It's going to be a short squib kick that is taken at the 40, fallen on, I should say, rather, by one of the Cedar Creek players. That is Colton McAdoo. And so Cedar Creek will be setting up shop around their own 42-yard line to start off this drive as they trail for the first time this evening by a score of 6-0. If you're just tuning in, the Patriots are just coming off of a touchdown from Amarian Brooks from 5 yards out. They missed the PAT and currently leads 6-0 with 5:08 to go here in the first quarter at Bastrop ISD Memorial Stadium. Cedar Creek now in the gun on 1st and 10. And it's going to be a handoff to the back. The back has some huge amount of space. Great hole opening up by the Cedar Creek offensive line. That's a solid gain of 5, maybe 6 yards. Tackled just shy of the 50-yard line.
That's Chris Freeman on the carry for the Eagles.
And now this is Brock McLaughlin, the quarterback, handing off. And nothing going on that run by Freeman as he stuffed loss of a few yards, actually. This will set up 3rd down and 5 for the Eagles. As the quarterback, McLaughlin, is going back to the sidelines to get a few more instructions from his coaching staff. Dominic Mojica comes in at running back to the left of McLaughlin. And McLaughlin, he's going to be sacked by Thomas Thornburg back at the 35-yard line. A huge loss and a great defensive play by the Patriots defense. Thomas Thornburg bringing all the pressure. And this is going to be 4th down and a punting situation for the Eagles.
That was a huge sack by Thornburg. Brings up 4th and 16.
Jerry Barone and Charles Ross back deep to return this punt, and it's going to be a short, low kick. Eastview is not going to attempt to take it as the ball will roll out of bounds around the 25-yard line, and that is where the Patriots will set back up on offense yet again, looking to build on this 6-0 lead they have with 3:10 to go here in the first quarter.
Well, you got some momentum going your way right now because the defense is playing solid and they're stopping a prolific Cedar Creek Eagle offense.
Eastview, of course, trying to get that run game going, especially here in the windy conditions. Peyton Adams throwing against the wind, and that's not really something you want your quarterback to be doing. On 1st and 10 here, the Patriots will come out in the ace formation. Under center, Peyton Adams. He hands the ball off to Amarian Brooks, and Amarian Brooks able to gain about 5 yards on this carry. Makes it to the 30-yard line before being brought down. He's brought down by Cedar Creek's Logan Latouf. And this will indeed bring up 2nd down and 5 for the Patriots as they go hurry up. Adams sends 2 men in motion from right to left. Adams takes the snap. He hands the ball off to Amarian Brooks, who has nowhere to go on that run. Maybe a yard, if anything. The pocket just kind of collapsed on Amarian Brooks. He had nowhere to run. This brings up 3rd down and 4 for the Patriots. Ball will be spotted on their own 36-yard line. Adams looking to the sidelines for instructions. And here we go. Adams going to send a man in motion, the tight end. And Adams, it's a handoff to Amarian Brooks, and Brooks has a huge hole. He sidesteps a defender and makes it all the way past the 1st down marker and gains an additional 10 yards on that carry. Makes his way to the 50. It's tackled just shy of the 50, actually, at about the 49-yard line. But a great run by Amarian Brooks picks up a 1st down for the Patriots.
That's a great job by that offensive line, opening holes up through the middle for the backs to go through.
1st and 10 Patriots, ball on their own 49-yard line. Adams, it's going to be a triple read option. Adams is going to keep the ball himself on a quarterback keeper, and he makes his way into Cedar Creek territory, brought down around the 45-yard line. So a nice run by Adams, gain of about 6 yards, brings up 2nd down. They're going to say it was officially a 5-yard run by Peyton Adams there. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5. Adams sends a man in motion from right to left. That is Jerry Barone. And Adams takes the snap. It's another handoff, this time to Isaiah Quentin Jackson. Quentin Jackson sweeps out to the left side. Can't quite get the edge. He is tackled at about the 40-yard line. But it's enough to pick up the first down and move the chains for the Patriots.
Now, this is exactly what Coach Feacock was hoping to expect from his team tonight. And he's seeing this run production that he wanted to establish. And going into the win, that's exactly what you need.
45 seconds and counting to go here in the first quarter. Adams thinks he has a free play. We'll see what the referees rule. As some defensive linemen appeared to jump into the neutral zone. I don't see a flag on the field yet, however, Michael.
There is a flag. Look at the 40 over there.
All the way back at the 40. Okay, there we go. I mean, obviously something was called there because the Cedar Creek defense knew they had messed up. They kind of all stopped playing. Adams continued the free play. However, we thought that Cedar Creek jumped off sides last time. It was actually the Patriots' offensive line that jumped. This time, however, Cedar Creek is moving back. So the penalty will be on them defensively. Encroachment. And this will set up a 1st and 5 for the Patriots. Ball is on the 35-yard line. Adams in the gun. 2 receivers to his right. Adams hands the ball off to Amarian Brooks, and Amarian Brooks makes his way to the 30-yard line before being stuffed. A nice solid gain, but Amarian Brooks is just one man. He can't take on 4 guys trying to tackle him. William Rangel is going to be credited with the tackle there for Cedar Creek.
Oh, they didn't give him first down.
Yeah, it was 1st down and 5, so Marion Brooks picks up the first down for the Patriots. This time it'll be 1st and 10. Ball is on the Cedar Creek 30-yard line.
I was watching the line judge, and he put out his fingers for 2, so it looked like he was short. So that's why I was.
That'll actually be the end of the first quarter, I should say. And with that, we'll take a brief commercial break. At the end of one, the Patriots lead at 6-0, but they are driving and looking to increase their lead. Stay tuned. We'll have the start of the second quarter right after these messages. You're watching Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports.
You're ready for the future?
And the future is full of possibilities.
Because your dream home
Is right around the corner.
If you're ready for the next step
Or 2.
or 3,
We can help. At our bank, we're ready to help you open doors to your future.
our mortgage team is here and ready to begin your next step.
Doing the right things for the right reasons.
Welcome to our bank.
You belong here.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium, where we're set to get the second quarter underway. The Patriots are driving.
This will be 1st down and 10 Patriots. It's a handoff to Amarian Brooks, and Brooks spins around, makes his way to the 20, and he's still on his feet. He's brought down at the 15-yard line. A solid 15-yard run by Amarian Brooks, who has had a heck of a series of runs tonight, I should say. Patriots will hurry up. It'll be 1st and 10. It's another handoff to Brooks. Brooks this time tries to roll along the left hash mark. Can't quite get anything going. A gain of 1 yard on that play brings up 2nd down and 9. Patriots on 2nd down come out in the gun. 2 receivers to the right. It's another handoff, and this time it's going to be Peyton Adams keeping the ball himself and rushing up the middle. He's tackled very, very close to the 1st down marker. It does not appear that the referees are going to give him the 1st down. However, this will set up 3rd down and inches. A great run of about 8 yards by Peyton Adams, who I almost didn't think Adams had the ball. He took off and just used his speed. This time, however, Adams hands the ball off to Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who gets a 1st down and is tackled just shy of the goal line. So this will bring up a 1st and goal from the 1 for the Patriots. Adams, it's another handoff to Quentin Jackson. Patriots say he got in. We'll wait for the official referee ruling here. It's a touchdown. Isaiah Quentin Jackson from 1 yard out, barrels his way into the end zone, and just like that, the Patriots lead it by 2 scores, pending the PAT. It's 12-0 currently. Carlos Villarreal. Actually, no, the Patriots are going to go for 2. My mistake. This is Peyton Adams in the gun. He takes a snap, rolls right. He looks left, throws left, and it is nearly intercepted. The pass was intended for Isaiah Quentin Jackson, just falls short. It was Dominic Mojica who nearly picked up that interception. So the Patriots miss a 2-point conversion. But they still lead this ball game by a score of 12-0 with 10:34 to go here in the second quarter. We'll take a brief commercial break, and when we return, we'll see if Cedar Creek can answer. The Patriots have now scored 2 touchdowns on the evening, and they are blanking Cedar Creek at home. We'll have more exciting action right after this. You're watching Eastview Patriot Football on SHN
Hey, it's Chip
Sports.
from Hewlett Volkswagen. It's that time of year for fall, football, and family. And our family has been making it easy on your family for almost 20 years, like with our new Express online shopping tool, where you can find the perfect Volkswagen fit for your life and budget. This month, save $3,600 on a new 2020 Jetta S. You can drive away in a brand new Volkswagen for under $20,000. We have a lot to choose from. Hewlett Volkswagen, off I-35 in Westinghouse, or see for yourself at hewlettvw.com.
We're back here at Bastrop ISD Memorial Stadium where Carlos Villarreal kicks the ball off, and it's going to be taken, and the ball is going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. So some decent field position for Cedar Creek here as they look to score their first points of the ball game, now trailing the Patriots by a score of 12-0.
There's a flag on the play. Interesting to see the officials discuss. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Cedar Creek Eagles on that. It'll be a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, and they will take over at the 20-yard line.
So this will be 1st and 10 for the Eagles offense. Ball will be spotted at their own 20-yard line. McLaughlin in at quarterback. Looks around, hands the ball off to his back, and his back has some room, and he trucks his way into a first down. He trucked his way all the way in. I believe that was Vance Hurd.
Dominic Mojica with the carry.
That was either Vance Hurd or Seth Kirkland that ended up making that tackle just because Mojica just trucked his way into getting that first down. He would not be denied. Picks up a solid 11 yards. Brings up 1st and 10. The ball will be spotted at Cedar Creek's own 31-yard line as McLaughlin comes back out in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers on his left. McLaughlin takes the snap. Hands the ball off. This is Mojica yet again. Mojica tries to get around the right side. Can't quite get anywhere. He gains a yard, if that. And that looked to be Seth Kirkland on the tackle. This will bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Eagles. 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. Patriots lead at 12-0. Here on 2nd down, McLaughlin in the gun. 2 backs. He's going to hand off to one of them, and might have been some miscommunication. No, it was a great fake. McLaughlin doing a great job selling that he still had the ball. The Patriots defense was tricked, and meanwhile, the running back able to pick up a huge first down and a whole lot more. He crosses into Eastview Patriot territory. I think that was Mojica again on the carry, Michael.
No, it was the quarterback keeper.
Okay. I was a little confused myself. I apologize.
Yeah. Yeah, the quarterback kept it, and he looked to pass at first, and then he saw some open lanes, so it was a run-pass option, and he took off up the middle, and Patriots had their hands on him. He was just able to make some cuts and turn it upfield.
On 1st and 10, McLaughlin hands off to Mojica. Mojica with a solid 4, maybe 5 yards on this carry. Brings up 2nd down. It'll be a gain of officially 5 yards there on the carry for Dominic Mojica. As Brock McLaughlin heads to the sidelines but comes back out after getting some instructions from head coach Brian Hill. Setting up this next 2nd down play. McLaughlin will come out in the gun. 2 receivers on his right. He sends a man in motion from right to left, and it's going to be a handoff to Mojica, but Mojica is stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. Great job getting penetration by this Eastview Patriots defensive
Isaiah
line.
Quentin Jackson stunted up the middle and buried Mojica right in the chest.
I think that everyone on this Patriots defense knew that Mojica was going to be handed the ball. It was just a matter of where he was going to take that ball. And Isaiah Quentin Jackson, as you said, moving very fast, showing off his speed. And this will bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Eagles. Ball is on the Eastview 44-yard line. Patriots lead at 12-0. A little over 7 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter. McLaughlin's going to hand off to Mojica. Mojica has some space. He dodges around a defender and will not leave his feet. He picks up a 1st down. Great running by Dominic Mojica. Moves the chains and picks up another 1st down for Cedar Creek.
Patriots had him for just a short gain, but did not wrap up. And Mojica just able to lower his shoulder, and you see that a lot. He lowers his shoulder and makes his turn at the same time and able to extend the run. A phenomenal job on his part to pick up the 1st down.
That is, or I should say, Eastview is going to take their first time out of this first half with 6:53 to go here in the first half. Patriots lead at 12-0. Again, we want to thank you for choosing to spend your Friday night here with us here on SHN Sports for Eastview Patriot Football. I'm Travis Banks, joined alongside Michael Francis as always. It is cold here in the Central Texas area. I believe I read that Monday morning we're going to have below freezing temperatures. I think the low is going to be about 29 degrees on Monday morning. So
it's dropped 2 degrees just since game start. It's now 55 degrees here. I've been waiting for this cool weather to come in, Travis, because I have a fire pit in my backyard and have really wanted to get that thing going. And so now this cool weather comes in here, but don't know that I want it that cold.
Yeah. We went camping for my girlfriend's birthday a couple of months ago and started a fire pit. That was just a great feeling, being able to set up a fire and grill over said fire as well. Made some tasty burgers as Cedar Creek attempts a pass, falls incomplete. The pass was intended from McLaughlin to his receiver, Joshua Roberts.
Well, again, the wind knocks that pass down. Because his receiver had a nice lead, and the pass was a nice throw coming off the hand of the quarterback, but the wind just knocks it down.
Yeah, Cedar Creek is throwing against the wind now, as the Patriots will be throwing into the wind, just based on switching sides after every quarter. This is going to be 2nd down and 10. McLaughlin looks left, throws left, falls incomplete, going through the hands of Joshua Roberts yet again. This will bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Cedar Creek Eagles. And, I think that one was all on the receiver, Michael, because it was an on-target throw. Roberts didn't necessarily have to jump all that high. It just went right through his hands. He was about a split second off with his timing.
Right.
Could have been a huge completion, making it third and manageable. However, the Patriots will now be facing a 3rd and 10. And they do not want this Eagles offense to convert. Looks like a timeout has been called. Maybe not called. The Patriots are going to make some substitutions. Checking out of the game is Logan Williams, and checking into the game is Jerry Barone. 3rd down and 10. Clock is stopped with 6:46 to play here in the first half. McLaughlin in the gun. Takes the snap. He hands the ball off to Dominic Mojica, who is stuffed behind the line of scrimmage by a gang of Eastview Patriot defenders. They're going to rule Mojica down by loss of forward progression. He never actually hit the ground.
He lost some yardage on that, 2 yards.
Just a great job getting penetration by this Patriots defensive line. This will bring up a 4th down situation for the Eagles, and you got to think the Eagles are going to go for it as the ball is spotted on the Eastview 37-yard line. Far too far to kick a field goal, but you can't punt it away either.
And great job by the defensive coordinator to call that package of stunts.
McLaughlin on 4th down takes the snap. He drops back, and he was under pressure. He stepped back up into the pocket, and he threw intended for his receiver, Chris Freeman, the fullback. And that's going to be a turnover on down. So Eastview will take over, leading 12-0 with 5:57 to go here in the second quarter.
So the Patriots seem like they're hitting on all cylinders tonight. With the coaching staff and the players, they're hitting well. They're making good plays, good stunts on defense.
On 1st 10, it's Jerry Barone caught wide open, and Jerry Barone is gone into the end zone. Jerry Barone, goodness gracious, that's a 63-yard touchdown catch for Jerry Barone. What a way to come out of the turnover on downs. After your defense gets a stop on 4th down, the Patriots coming right out and scoring a 63-yard touchdown.
Yeah, it's the success that Peyton Adams was having last week, throwing up the middle and hitting his receiver. So his timing extremely well on that play.
Patriots are going to go for 2.
Yeah, that was a bobbled snap. Isaiah Quentin Jackson took a direct snap on that 2-point conversion and lost the handle on it, and that will complete that drive. But your Patriots have extended their lead 18 over the Cedar Creek Eagles. We will be back in just a moment. You're listening to Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports.
Many of us yearn for the glory of the field, to quarterback our team to victory, to catch the game-winning touchdown. But sadly, playing football is hard. What's not hard is getting a great deal on a Chevrolet from Don Hewlett. It's okay, fella. Everyone's a winner at Don Hewlett, but you still stink at football. Find new roads in Georgetown and at donhewlett.com. Don Hewlett, Texas True.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium, where your Eastview Patriots lead the Cedar Creek Eagles 18-0 as we get set to kick off. Here's Travis Banks to take you the rest of the way.
Well, if you're just tuning in, Jerry Barone, a 63-yard touchdown catch from Peyton Adams. Jerry Barone wide open in the middle of the field, able to make the catch. Adams throwing into the wind, and that gives the Patriots their 18-0 lead over Cedar Creek as Carlos Villarreal's kickoff is taken for about 10, maybe 15 yards by the Eagles, as they will have some decent field position for their next offensive series. They're looking to end this home shutout that the Patriots are currently imposing on them.
Well, the Patriots have come in here and they have just taken charge from the start, and they're firing on all cylinders, both offensively and defensively right now, and that's exactly what you want to see out of your football program, and it's happening here tonight.
.541 to go here in the first half. Patriots lead it 18-0. This is McLaughlin back out in the gun. 2 receivers to his left. McLaughlin, it's a handoff to Dominic Mojica, and Mojica is stuffed after gaining maybe a yard. Looks like it was Thomas Thornburg on the tackle. Could have been Cade Elkins as well.
Yeah, they're plugging those holes up in the middle. Quentin Jackson and Thornburg, they're stunning the gaps between the tackles and shutting down that run game up the middle.
You got to think playing in wind and cold like this makes it a little easier because you know the other team is probably going to be running the ball a lot. This will be 2nd down and 9. McLaughlin in the gun, takes the snap, looks right, does not throw. He tries to scramble away. He dodges a tackle, and he's going to be pushed backwards. Nowhere really to go, no one to throw to, and he's finally brought down well behind the line of scrimmage.
The Patriots acted like they were celebrating a turnover.
I was going to say it looked like they were celebrating a fumble, perhaps.
Nope.
No, so Cedar Creek maintains possession. This will be 3rd down and 13. Ball will be spotted at the Cedar Creek 35-yard line. So a loss of 4 officially on that play, even though Brock McLaughlin was running around what felt like the entire field, scrambling for his life. 3rd down and long here. McLaughlin takes the snap, drops back. He's looking over the middle, throws, and it is intercepted by Charles Ross. Charles Ross with a huge INT crosses the 50 to the 40 to the 35 to the 30, and he's pushed out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Charles Ross, a great interception. It was a great throw by Brock McLaughlin, but he might have put a little too much sauce on the steak because he was throwing against the wind, and that allowed for Charles Ross to get right underneath the ball and make that interception.
That's exactly what happened. The quarterback trying to overcompensate or trying to compensate for the wind, overcompensated and overthrew his receiver right into the arms of the waiting Charles Ross.
Boy, Charles Ross having a heck of a game so far tonight. A couple of great runs and the first turnover of the ball game for either team. 3:48 to go here in the second half. Ball will be spotted at the Cedar Creek 25-yard line. Patriots lead it 18-0, and they're looking to improve on that score right now.
Like there's a penalty called. Like a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Eagles. At any rate, it will be 1st and 10. Patriots with 3:48 left in the half. Not sure what the holdup is. Maybe they're they're walking the penalty off.
Could just be a situation of figuring out where the ball was going to be spotted.
First and 10 on the 12.
Adams takes the snap, fakes a handoff. He's going to be pushed backwards. He scrambles out to the left side. He wisely throws the ball away as Adams was under immense pressure. Pocket just kind of collapsed on him as he scrambled around.
Boy, and he took a shot, too. That was bordering on roughing the passer. No, there is a penalty. Oh, they're waving off the flag. Okay.
Maybe saw some holding that actually didn't take place.
I think they were calling roughing the passer and then waved it off after discussion.
Either way, it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Patriots. Ball is on the 11-yard line. Adams comes out in the gun. Adams takes the snap, drops back, looks right, throws into the end zone, intended for Michael Sedgwick, falls incomplete. A bullet of a throw. Michael Sedgwick just had no chance of catching that one.
No, it's a little too much zip.
So this will bring up 3rd and 10 for the Patriots. They can get a first down if they can make it to the 2-yard line. Adams takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Amarian Brooks. Amarian Brooks rushes left, tries to find a hole. He inches his way towards the first down marker. I do not think he got it, at least from our vantage point. And no, the referees are going to say he got it. He got it to the 5. He needed to make it a couple of yards. Needed to make it a couple of more yards, I should say. And the Patriots are going to go for it here on 4th down. They're not going to risk missing another field goal for Carlos Villarreal or Emilio Vargas.
Direct snap by Isaiah Quentin Jackson. He did pick up the first down. It looks like he's down at the 1-yard line. There was some thought that he may have gotten into the end zone.
Well, they're giving the Patriots the first, and now it's a direct snap to Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who barrels his way into the end zone. Isaiah Quentin Jackson from 3 yards out, his 2nd touchdown of the evening. And the Patriots have taken a commanding 24-0 lead over Cedar Creek, pending the PAT.
Well, this is what the momentum you've been looking for all season long, and it's on a foul weather night, but the Patriots are just rising up to this challenge, Travis.
This is about as complete a game so far as the Patriots could possibly play in this situation. Emilio Vargas out to attempt the PAT. This time it is good. So with that, the Patriots lead at 25-0 over Cedar Creek. There's 2 minutes, 44 seconds left for the Eagles to answer and try to get on the board before halftime. We'll see how they respond after these commercial messages. Stay tuned. You're watching Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports.
This broadcast on SHN Sports is brought to you in part by our bank. You belong here. We take the time to listen to you and your financial needs and desires in order to help you create unique solutions that will help you achieve those goals. Ideal Signs. Looking for something extra to get your business noticed? Ideal Signs specializes in custom signage and large digital format printing. Visit signsforsports.com. These broadcasts on SHN Sports are made possible by advertisers like these. If you would like to promote your business while also making an impact in the community, email Carl at shnsports.com for more information about advertising opportunities.
Back here at Bastrop ISD Memorial Stadium, where after a 3-yard touchdown run by Isaiah Quentin Jackson, his 2nd touchdown run of the evening and the 2nd quarter, the Patriots lead at 25-0 over a Cedar Creek team that is tied for first place in District 13 5A. And the Patriots are looking to make a statement after losing to another team tied for first place last week in Brenham. As Emilio Vargas will have another player come out to hold the ball on the tee. Kickoff is taken back at the 5-yard line, and it bounces into the end zone after touching the receiver, and the receiver still on his feet. Still on his feet. He has some space, and he made it all the way to the 40-yard line before being brought down from behind for Cedar Creek. That was Joshua Roberts on the return.
You know, what looked like it could possibly turn into a safety at the time for the Patriots. And they end up misplaying it, and the return man takes it upfield to the 37-yard line. You got to be wary about what's going on around you. You got to pay attention.
These return men can be very, very dangerous, as other teams know. That's why they rarely punt or kick off to Isaiah Quentin Jackson or Charles Ross or Jerry Barone or whoever's back deep to return for the Patriots typically. On 1st and 10 for the Eagles, McLaughlin hands the ball off to Dominic Mojica. Mojica with a solid 5, maybe 6 yards before being brought down in the middle of the field. Will bring up 2nd down for the Eagles. Officially a 5-yard gain for Mojica, so this will bring up 2nd down and 5. Ball will be spotted at the Cedar Creek 42-yard line. The Eagles have 2 minutes officially now to work with to get on the board before halftime, trailing 25-0. And McLaughlin in the gun, takes the snap, hands off to Mojica. Mojica tries to run up the middle, bounces off the edge to the left side, but runs into a wall of Patriots defenders. Getting involved on the tackle was Alessandro Perez. And Eastview is going to call a timeout here as Cedar Creek is looking at a 3rd down and 5. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. With 1:41 to go here in the first half, the clock will temporarily stop. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Patriots defense is just doing an outstanding job of just shutting down this Eagle offense. The defensive coordinator is calling the right stunt packages and shutting this run game down. When the running back is bouncing off, trying to make something happen, the speed of that Patriot defense just shuts it back down. The thing that they've made some mistakes today is in tackling. You know, they've had some arm tackles that Mojica's been able to break through, but their speed is compensated for that, and you've seen it.
And again, Coach Feacock mentioned they've yet to play a game where the entire team was 100% healthy. It's got to be a load off of Isaiah Quentin Jackson's shoulders, having Amarian Brooks back into the mix. Taking some snaps tonight, Amarian Brooks has a touchdown, as well as on 3rd down, Cedar Creek McLaughlin will attempt to pass. It falls incomplete, just bounces off the hands of the intended wide receiver, Damian Perez. This will bring up 4th down and 4 for the Eagles. And you got to think they're going to go for it here as the clock is stopped with 1:37 to go here before halftime.
Well, that was all on the receiver on that one. The quarterback hits him right in the breadbasket with that pass, and it just in and out.
Cedar Creek setting up in a punt formation. Could always be a fake as well. You never know. But they will indeed punt the ball away. Isaiah Quentin Jackson was back to return. However, the ball will go nowhere near Isaiah Quentin Jackson. It flies out of bounds at about the 40-yard line on Eastview's side of the field. So Eastview will have 92 seconds to work with before halftime to either run the clock out and go into halftime with a 25-point victory, or they can look to extend this 25-point lead.
I think you keep your foot on the gas, Travis. You don't take it off at this point. You know, you're out to make a statement and flex your muscle, and that's what you want to see out of this Patriots. At least, you know, I'm the mindset of that.
This will be 1st and 10 for the Patriots. Ball on their own 42-yard line. Adams takes the snap, drops back, steps up into the pocket. He throws. He has a man. Charles Ross just barely falling incomplete. Just a tad bit underthrown. If Ross had been about a step or two faster, he would have been able to haul that in potentially for a touchdown. However, it falls incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Patriots.
That was a heck of a pass from Peyton Adams, and just out of reach of the outstretched arms of Charles Ross. But, man, what an exclamation point that could have been.
This will be 2nd down and 10. Adams takes the snap, looks left, throws left. It is caught. No, falls incomplete by Michael Sedgwick. Looked like he had it hauled in, but just actually could not reel it in. And this will bring up 3rd and 10 for the Patriots.
Well, he started to turn downfield before he had control of the football and lost the handle on it.
clock will stop with 1:23 to go here in the first half. The Patriots lead at 25-0. It's 3rd down and 10. Adams takes the snap, drops back, steps back up into the pocket. He's going to scramble, keep it himself. He looks left, throws left, caught by Isaiah Quentin-Jackson, who picks up a first down and a whole lot more. But a duo of flags come out after Isaiah Quentin-Jackson crosses the first down line.
It may be interesting. Could be a block in the back by Michael Sedgwick.
We'll see what the referees have to say about it. It is going to be a penalty on the Patriots.
He called holding.
So they should be replaying this 3rd down. But the Patriots will move back and have to go a little bit further to get that first down.
Definitely not what you want to do, because that, you don't want to finish the half playing sloppy.
Those might have been offsetting penalties because the Patriots are not being moved back. Adams throws, caught at the first down line. That is Michael Sedgwick. I'm sorry, that was Jerry Barone making the catch. It'll move the chains for the Patriots.
Oh, I think that was from the end of the run, right? So, and I had it as 20. My apologies, folks.
All right, well, Adams takes the snap, looks left, throws left, has a man, falls incomplete. Going for the deep fade route. That pass was intended for Michael Sedgwick. And Michael Sedgwick will hurry off field. The clock will temporarily stop with 49 seconds to go before halftime. Patriots still leading 25-0. This is going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Patriots. Ball is spotted on the Cedar Creek 47-yard line. Adams in the gun. Takes the snap, drops back, steps back up into the pocket, and he's going to keep it himself after having no one to throw to. He makes his way to the 45-yard line, a gain of about 2 yards. And Adams is brought down, but the Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout of this half. We'll keep it right here with 39 seconds to go here. The clock is stopped. And the Patriots looking to extend this lead before halftime, Michael.
You see 25 on the scoreboard, and, that's an uncommon number that you don't typically see as a football score, being 25, an odd number like that. But there we have it. 25-0. Your Patriots leading the Cedar Creek Eagles here on this blustery, cool Friday evening in October.
If you're just tuning in, quick scoring summary real quick. Amarian Brooks scored the first touchdown of the evening from 5 yards out in the first quarter. Isaiah Quentin-Jackson has had 2 rushing touchdowns of his own here in the second quarter. And then Jerry Barone, an amazing 63-yard catch and run touchdown pass from Peyton Adams. 2 missed PATs and a missed 2-point conversion, however, gives you this bizarre 25-0 score. I shouldn't say bizarre, as Adams is under pressure, throws. It is caught by Jerry Barone at about the 45-yard line, I should say. Barone able to make it all the way to the 30 for a solid gain and picks up a huge first down and a whole lot more. Patriots will hurry up with 26 seconds to go and no timeouts. Adams spikes the ball, so that'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go here before halftime. Ball was spotted on the Cedar Creek 30. A very late flag is thrown by the referee at about the 30-yard line. We'll see what this is all about.
No, it may be going against the Patriots, as Isaiah Quentin-Jackson is having a conversation with one of his linemen.
I'm not sure if it was a penalty for spiking the ball or if there was maybe some extracurricular activities, some trash talking going on there for maybe drawing an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Either way, the Patriots
15-yard walk-off.
So the Patriots are moving back. So this makes it a 2nd down and 25. Clock continues to tick, however. 20 seconds to go here before halftime. I don't think the Patriots have realized that the clock is ticking. I don't think the clock is supposed to be ticking, actually.
It's not, and I think the side judge just caught that, so they should be adding time back to the clock.
They'll need to add about 6 seconds back to the clock. Fairly fast-paced game so far this evening. We're about an hour in. 18 seconds away from halftime. The Patriots lead at 25-0.
Well, I think if you're playing in that cool weather, there they go. They added back 6 seconds, 24 seconds left.
That's right. The clock should have stopped because the Patriots spiked the ball. Should never have been restarted. And now, 2nd down and 25, however, for the Patriots. They've got 24 seconds to work with. Adams in the gun. 2 receivers to his left. Adams takes the snap, drops back, looks over the middle, throws, and Charles Ross just falls short. I don't think Adams got all of that throw.
No, his arm was hit on the throw.
Charles Ross, bless his heart, he tried to adjust and come back to the ball, but it was too little too late. And that pass falls incomplete. This sets up 3rd down and 25 for the Patriots. So a huge 3rd down and long. Clock is stopped with 19 seconds to go here. Adams in the gun. Bunches everybody up together at the line of scrimmage. Adams tries to scramble around, rolls out to the left side, and is brought down well behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a sack on the play, made by Logan Latouf of Cedar Creek. And with no timeouts left, the clock hits 0. Eastview unable to stop the clock unless Cedar Creek might have called a timeout here. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I apologize.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's like 4th and forever.
Cedar Creek did officially call their first timeout of the first half. So we should see some time being added to this game clock. Probably not much time, but at least a couple of seconds, and enough for the Patriots to punt the ball away and for Cedar Creek to perhaps get one offensive series going. Indeed, they did put 12 seconds back onto the clock. So this will be 4th down and
31.
I was just going to say too much to count. Patriots will punt this ball away. This is Joshua Roberts back deep to return for the Eagles, and Charles Ross punts the ball away. It's a high, deep kick with a lot of hang time. Roberts will call for a fair catch at around the 10-yard line. They'll rule him down at the 12. And so Cedar Creek will have 6 seconds to work with here, but they are deep in their own territory. You think we're going to see some laterals here before halftime, Michael?
Nah, they won't do that. They'll just probably make a deep strike downfield and hope for the best. Worst case scenario, it's you just take a knee and run out the clock. But it doesn't make sense since they called timeout with 12 seconds left on the clock in hopes to get the ball back. So you look at least making one shot downfield before the half expires.
I can kind of see the reasoning from head coach Brian Hill as well. Just want to get your team one more offensive snap before the end of the half. However, they just kneel the ball out, Brock McLaughlin, and that'll do it for the first half. Clock officially hits 0, and the Patriots will take a 25-0 lead into the locker room at halftime. Cedar Creek decides to just kneel the ball out on their final play and go into the back and just lick their wounds and try to regroup for the second half. As for us up here, we will take a brief commercial break, and then we'll be right back with the halftime festivities. Stay tuned. At halftime, the Patriots lead at 25-0 over the Cedar Creek Eagles. We'll be right back after these messages on SHN Sports.
You know, some people only talk about social distancing like it's a bad thing. But as the day tripper traveling all over Texas, and with a Don Hewlett truck or SUV to take me anywhere I want to go, social distancing isn't really that bad at all. So, how far away is your Don Hewlett Chevrolet going to take you? Find new roads in Georgetown and at donhewlett.com. Don Hewlett, Texas True.
At our bank, we believe in doing the right things for the right reasons. For our families, our communities, our future, just like you do. We believe the right thing is more than just a handshake or a promise. It's a relationship guided by honesty and integrity. How can our bank help you?
Thank you for calling our bank. This is Jenny. How can I help you?
Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen. It's that time of year for fall, football, and family. And our family has been making it easy on your family for almost 20 years, like with our new Express online shopping tool, where you can find the perfect Volkswagen fit for your life and budget. This month, save $3,600 on a new 2020 Jetta S. You can drive away in a brand new Volkswagen for under $20,000. We have a lot to choose from. Hewlett Volkswagen, off I-35 in Westinghouse, or see for yourself at hewlettvw.com.
Many of us yearn for the glory of the field, to quarterback our team to victory, to catch the game-winning touchdown. But sadly, playing football is hard. What's not hard is getting a great deal on a Chevrolet from Don Hewlett. It's okay, fella. Everyone's a winner at Don Hewlett, but you still stink at football. Find new roads in Georgetown and at Don Hewlett.
This broadcast on SHN Sports is brought to you in part by Our Bank. You belong here. We take the time to listen to you and your financial needs and desires in order to help you create unique solutions that will help you achieve those goals. Ideal Signs. Looking for something extra to get your business noticed? Ideal Signs specializes in custom signage and large digital format printing. Visit signsforsports.com. These broadcasts on SHN Sports are made possible by advertisers like these. If you would like to promote your business while also making an impact in the community, email Carl at shnsports.com for more information about advertising opportunities.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium here in Bastrop, where your Eastview Patriots are leading the Cedar Creek Eagles 25-0 here at the half. And Travis, what an exciting first half of football that we've seen from these Patriots.
Exactly, Michael. Pretty much the closest thing to a complete game that we've seen the Patriots play perhaps all season. You mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, Coach Feacock emailed you earlier in the week talking about how they were hoping to get the running game going early in this ball game, and that indeed they did. The Patriots have 3 rushing touchdowns on the night, one by Marion Brooks from 5 yards out, and then 2 in the second quarter alone, both from Isaiah Quentin Jackson, the 4th touchdown of the evening coming from Jerry Barone, a 63-yard amazing touchdown catch and run after catching a toss from Peyton Adams. So the Patriots all in business right now. You mentioned just a couple of minutes ago as well on defense, they're doing a great job plugging the holes and pitching the shutout against Cedar Creek here at home.
A solid defensive effort, and that's exactly what Coach Feacock wanted to see from his team. And you saw it last week versus a very strong Brenham team. They had an excellent running game between two of their backs and their quarterback, and that's sharpened them to come in here tonight and play a solid Cedar Creek Eagle offense that was 2-0 in district, and right now they're shutting this offense down and pitching a shutout so far versus this Cedar Creek Eagle team. All phases of the game, we're seeing special teams, we're seeing offense, defense. You're seeing Peyton Adams get the opportunity to air it out a little bit. You saw that deep strike to Barone for the touchdown. You've seen a couple deep strikes to Michael Sedgwick and Charles Ross. A little bit more wind underneath it, which has probably kept those from being receptions. An opportunity to see this young quarterback really exercise his arm and show his power here tonight.
Indeed, as we saw Peyton Adams, I'm hesitant to say got a little pass happy there in the second quarter, but I think he knew that he had an advantage with the wind being blowing to his back. He had a little more wiggle room to air the ball out a little bit more, and we saw that, as you said, with a couple of those deep passes and some great catches by the wide receiving crew as well.
Well, what you're seeing here, Travis, with Coach Feacock is his confidence in his quarterback. Last week, Adams threw 4 interceptions and the one for a pick six. He comes in here tonight going back to the pass again, showing his confidence in his young quarterback, and excited for what we're seeing here tonight.
We'll do our best to get some first half stats when the coaching staff returns to the press box following halftime. But leading into tonight's game, Peyton Adams had 67 completions on 110 attempts through the first 4 games of the season. He's thrown for 763 yards. He's got to be at least close to 1,000 by now after the first half, especially considering that 63-yard touchdown pass to Jerry Barone. However, the big number there is 7 touchdown passes on the season. Of course, that's 8 after the one to Barone. 6 interceptions. He's not thrown one tonight. Speaking of interceptions, however, Charles Ross with the lone turnover of the game on defense. Charles Ross getting an interception of Cedar Creek quarterback Brock McLaughlin. Just being in the right place at the right time. McLaughlin trying to throw deep to a receiver and account for throwing against the wind. Ended up putting a little extra power on that throw, and it went right into the hands of Charles Ross. And that, of course, set up a touchdown from the second touchdown of the second quarter from Isaiah Quinton Jackson. So the Patriots just playing great on both sides of the ball. Really, when you think about the first half, Michael, the lone negative you can say is that there was a turnover on downs on the opening drive of the ball game, and the wind has been blowing the ball off the tee whenever the Patriots have needed to kick off.
So, yeah, you're seeing some good quality football here tonight from Eastview. And it's exciting to watch this team grow and buy into the culture that Coach Feacock has brought to the Patriot program. It's exciting. It's exciting to see, and I guess you have to look back to back when Apollos Hester was playing, the excitement that was generated around this Eastview Patriot football program.
Exactly. His younger brother Zion Hester played the last couple of years as well. We called him, he was a part of the two-headed beast is what we called him, me and Steven Strong, back when we called these broadcasts together.
So we've got some scores from around the area going on right now. We've got Vista Ridge 17, Cedar Ridge 3 at the half. Cedar Park flexing their muscle against Anderson 58-0 at the half, Travis. That's outstanding. Georgetown 17, Hendrickson 14. Liberty Hill 14, McCallum nothing. LBJ 7, Lampasas 6. Lake Travis leads their contest 17-7 over the Austin High Maroons. Hayes 6, San Marcos nothing in a very tight contest in the second quarter. LBJ 12 and Lampasas 10. That's another tight ball game, and that game is also in the second quarter. So some football going around the area. It's like we've got some District 13-5A action. The Rouse Raiders leading the Connolly Cougars 8-0. I do not have where the game is in relation to quarter.
Did you say Rouse and Connolly?
Rouse and Connolly.
I'm seeing here that Connolly played Glenn last night. Glenn won that game 21-14. Yeah, that according to Mike Barnes on Twitter. Of course, this was tweeted last night.
Right.
And it does show through the district standings as that we pulled earlier today. Glenn, of course, coming in with a 2-1 record tonight. They're a half game above Eastview in the standings. Connolly is all the way at the bottom of the district standings, coming in at 0-3. They're having a winless season so far tonight.
I'm looking at FLX ATX, Travis, and so I'm looking at somebody's tweet from there, and it has Cougars 0 and Raiders 8, and so I just made the assumption that was the two teams because it makes sense. I couldn't think of other Cougars that were in the area aside from Connolly, so.
I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page there, getting our information from the same area.
From the same source or different sources. So, but I think that's correct. I went to Mike Barnes, which is normally who I go to, but he doesn't have anything posted right now.
Yeah, we're relying on just various tweets at the moment. Trying to look for some 13-5A scores. Here's one from 14 minutes ago. Late in the second quarter, Georgetown leading Hendrickson by a score of 17-14. That game also taking place on the SHN Sports Network.
And I also want to mention the Cedar Creek Eagles are also on the SHN Sports Network. Pete Rifle doing the play-by-play, covering the Eagles on the Creek Network, or Creek football on broadcast on SHN.
Yeah, it's good to have both Cedar Creek and Bastrop signed on with SHN Sports this season. So we'll see the Bastrop crew next week when they head up north to Georgetown for the second home game of this 2020 football season. Hard to believe we're about at the halfway point now. It's just been a bizarre season from the late start to the shortened schedule. But we are right in the thick of district play, and again, Patriots leading 25-0 at halftime. If this score stands, maybe not the score, but say the Patriots continue to build on this lead, ultimately come back and win this game, that'll shake up the district standings by quite a bit. Eastview should jump up and at least be tied with both Glenn and Cedar Creek in the district standings. Of course, Rouse and Brenham, depending on tonight's action, are still going to be undefeated, perhaps. So there's a lot going on, and I know we've talked about this in the past as well, Michael, at least last year, but that's the good thing about this covering this District 13-5A, is that there's no real dominant team. It feels like any team could take the district lead at any given point in time, and I think that in turn makes a lot of the games more exciting to watch and keep track of.
Oh, it definitely does. I mean, you don't really like to see lopsided wins. You like to see a good, even contest, and both teams playing well and playing close games. Blowouts. It's fun to see, I guess, if you like offense. But I kind of like to see things evenly and a good, well matched contest. And we're seeing that in this district so far. I mean, you take Elgin. Elgin doesn't have a district win yet, but when we played just a couple of weeks ago, they were a solid offensive team.
Could be just a situation. I mean, it's always going to be hard to judge this season. There's always going to be some sort of asterisk, and this goes from middle school football all the way up to the pros in the NFL.
Right.
It was always going to be very weird. Maybe not so much the NFL, but especially college and especially high school. There's always going to be that asterisk, the what if everything was back to normal.
Well, if you could look at throughout all time and look at years in perspective, 2020 would definitely be one of those years you'd have an asterisk. Besides for all the strange events that have taken place throughout this year, it's just been tragic to say the least. Depending on what part of the country or what part of the globe you're from, really. If you're in Louisiana and Lake Charles, you had 2 direct hurricane hits against you. And, of course, 2019 brought on COVID, and many of us are still affected by that. And even in the workplace, some of us are still affected by that. We, for the city of Austin and working for Austin Energy, started working from home. And we're still working from home.
Same with my office. I was working downtown. We've been working from home since March. No current plans to go back into the office until sometime in 2021. They don't know when in 2021. But that's of course unofficial. They're basically just taking it on a day-by-day basis.
And that's what we do in 2020 now, right? Everybody's lives and lifestyles have changed based on how the coronavirus has affected them and affected their workplace and their jobs. Maybe some got laid off, some were caught up at the front end and were let go. And as tragic as that is, it happens. Unfortunately, so it goes back to 2020. An asterisk on the year, right? So, but we're here talking Eastview Patriot football, so that we get back on track. And so, an exciting season. Even though it's 2020, it's coronavirus, things are abbreviated, but we're seeing some good football on the football field from the Eastview Patriots. Didn't know how it was going to come or how it was going to happen this year after Jackson Colson graduated and moved on, and who was going to step in and fill those shoes. Was it going to be Tanner Ballou, or was it going to be somebody else? And I didn't really know Peyton Adams and what he could do, but seeing him come on board and versus Colleen in that second half, Travis, and he just, from that moment, he started flexing and started taking control of that position, and you started to see his offense gel and work around him well, and he's done an effective job so far and continues to grow and does a great job. You're seeing Isaiah Quentin Jackson do things with the ball, do things with his feet, and make things happen. Charles Ross doing what Charles Ross does. He's very flamboyant out on the field. He'll get up in your face. He's going to get up in your grill, and he's not going to be intimidated by the guy across the line from him. He was that way last year. You're seeing that out here this year as a senior, but he's making things happen. Michael Sedgwick making things happen. Tyreek Styles-Obashiri making things happen. Not playing tonight, but making things happen. Tyler Huerta, Marion Brooks, both of those guys, when they get the opportunity to get in there, they make things happen with the ball. And they couldn't make those things happen if it wasn't for the guys up front. Those guys up front that are opening holes, that are giving Peyton Adams time to set and make those throws, they couldn't do it without that O-line, and they're maturing and doing well. Defensively, you got a lot of two-way players going on there. You got Charles Ross. He's making some interceptions. You got Isaiah Quentin Jackson. He's plugging gaps, making sacks in the backfield, making tackles for loss. You're seeing Thomas Thornburg, Justin Nizer, those guys, Cade Elkins. They're constantly in there. They're making those tackles. They're making things happen. Some outstanding things happening on all phases for the Eastview Patriots this season, and just exciting football.
You know, I'll give a shout-out to the offensive line as well. You're naming all these players. Specifically, I remember the first game against Killeen. The Patriots were working in the new center, Mac Howard. And, he was having some growing pains in the role. I think he was flagged for a number of, offsides or false start penalties.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been playing tremendous over the last couple of weeks. So he is just gelling with the rest of this offensive line as well. And I think that offensive line, they've been improving every week. And that's culminating tonight in the fact that the Patriots are having such a great success running the ball.
Right. Well, their center now is McKinley McLaughlin. So he's definitely getting a lot better snaps and just doing a great job. That first game versus Killeen, we're having trouble with the snaps, and it was hitting the offense pretty hard. But they've gotten that under control. Coaches have stepped in. They've worked with them and been able to get the snaps and the counts down right, and so you're not seeing those mistakes anymore. The kids are buying into it, as we mentioned several times. They're being coached well and making those corrections. So it's going to be awesome to see. So what we've seen here tonight with the Patriots having this big lead over Cedar Creek, and we've talked about this, a lot of times it's been close games, and Coach Feacock has had to go in and make some halftime adjustments. Okay, now the adjustments when you have a big lead like this, Travis, you got to keep your team focused. You don't want them coming out in the second half and playing sloppy and starting to let down and see Cedar Creek jump back in this. I've always been on the mindset, at least through the third quarter, keep your foot on the gas, keep going, and then the fourth quarter you can start bringing some other players in.
And I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought, what I was going to say. But you did mention that before, towards the end of the first half, when the Patriots, I think they had about 90 seconds to work with before halftime. And I specifically asked you, do you think they're going to just run the clock out, or are they going to go for it, try to extend the lead? And you said it's always good to just keep your foot on the gas, don't let up. That is indeed what the Patriots tried to do. They were set back by a couple of penalties. I think that was when they ended up with the 3rd and 31, however long that was. Yeah. It was 3rd and about a mile. But it is good to see that the Patriots are they're growing every week, and I think that's all that Coach Feacock asks of them. Just go out and perform your best, and we'll continue to learn and grow based on the results. And so far, the results are paying off very handsomely for the Patriots tonight.
It are, and we're seeing good football. Well, folks, we got 2 minutes before the third quarter starts, and we're going to take a break and hear a word from our sponsors before we get things started again. You're listening to Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports. We will be back in just a moment.
At our bank, we believe in doing the right things for the right reasons. For our families, our communities, our future, just like you do. We believe the right thing is more than just a handshake or a promise. It's a relationship guided by honesty and integrity. How can our bank help you?
Thank you for calling our bank. This is Jenny. How can I help you?
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen. It's that time of year for fall, football, and family. And our family has been making it easy on your family for almost 20 years, like with our new Express online shopping tool, where you can find the perfect Volkswagen fit for your life and budget. This month, save $3,600 on a new 2020 Jetta S. You can drive away in a brand new Volkswagen for under $20,000. We have a lot to choose from. Hewlett Volkswagen, off I-35 in Westinghouse, or see for yourself at hewlettvw.com.
Many of us yearn for the glory of the field, to quarterback our team to victory, to catch the game-winning touchdown. But sadly, playing football is hard. What's not hard is getting a great deal on a Chevrolet from Don Hewlett. It's okay, fella. Everyone's a winner at Don Hewlett, but you still stink at football. Find new roads in Georgetown and at donhewlett.com. Don Hewlett, Texas True.
Welcome back to Bastrop Memorial Stadium, where we're set to get things underway here in the third quarter. Your Eastview Patriots leading this one 25-0 if you are just joining us. Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Francis alongside the voice of the Eastview Patriots, Mr. Travis Banks. Travis, we look to see things get underway here in the third quarter and the Patriots to continue.
Indeed, we are. Again, 4 touchdowns in the first half if you're just tuning in. 2 of those coming from Isaiah Quentin Jackson on the ground, one from 1 yard out, the other from 3 yards out. Marion Brooks had a touchdown from 5 yards out on the ground in the first quarter. And then, of course, the big one, Jerry Barone, 63 yards from Peyton Adams, a great catch and run, most of those yards coming from Barone after the catch. And the Patriots have a 25-0 lead over the Cedar Creek Eagles on the road. And Eastview kicking the ball off. It's going to be short but high. Touches an Cedar Creek player. I believe Cedar Creek was able to fall on it before Eastview could get a hand on it. But a very scary situation if you're an Eagles fan.
Here comes the Patriot defense back on the field. They've played solid all night long. Hope to see them continue in that vein.
So 1st and 10 for the Eagles on their own 35-yard line. Brock McLaughlin in the gun. He's handing the ball. He hands the ball off. Running back rushes up the right hash mark, gains a solid 6, maybe 7 yards on that carry.
It's number 19, Davin Winston on the carry.
Boy, these Cedar Creek running backs, I mean, they just use these bursts of speed, and they're so fast, which makes it all the more impressive at the number of times that Eastview has been able to plug up the holes very quickly and prevent them from getting any long runs. 2nd down for the Eagles. It's going to be throw and catch to the right side. It picks up a 1st down and crosses the 50-yard line. And violently shoved down very late after being shoved out of bounds is that Cedar Creek wide receiver. That was Damian Perez.
Flag on the play, so most likely it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct.
I want to say that'll be for the late hit, but we'll see what the referees have to say. I think the Patriots know they're in trouble. They're backing up. So a 1st down for the Eagles on that toss and catch to Damian Perez. Ultimately leads to a Patriot penalty and gets the Eagles all the way to the Eastview 35-yard line. I'm sorry, they're going to spot the ball at the Eastview 30-yard line. Brock McLaughlin in the gun. It's a bad snap. Eastview falls on it. There is a late flag.
They call it false start.
That was just a blatant miscommunication. As some of those linemen, when you're a lineman, once you get down in the 3-point stance, you're not allowed to put your hand back up. And someone got a hand up there. Ball came loose somehow.
Well, the center snapped it, and it looked like it might have been one of those trick plays, but it was sitting on the ground, and they called the false start.
On 1st and 15, this is a handoff to Mojica, who tries to rush along the right hash mark. Can't quite get anything going. He only makes it 2, maybe 3 yards before being brought down. This will bring up 2nd down and long. Brock McLaughlin. It's interesting seeing the quarterback running out to the coach on the sideline and then going back into the huddle fairly quickly, too. They've got about 10 seconds left on the play clock. They've got to hurry getting set up. Eagles come out in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers on the left of McLaughlin, and McLaughlin fakes a handoff. He steps back up into the pocket, but he's sacked by a duo or a trio of Patriots defenders. I see Thomas Thornburg in there, and I see Alessandro Perez. And unless my eyes are deceiving me, I believe Aaron Olage was involved as well. I'm sorry, we got the pronunciation for his name.
That was right.
That was right, Aaron Olage. Thought I screwed that one up.
No, you did well. I heard the Eastview coaches are next to us in the booth next to us, and I heard them say Olage, so you did well.
All right, well, 3rd down and 16 for the Eagles. It's a handoff up the middle, nowhere to go.
There's a flag on the play.
Thomas Thornburg tackles the ball carrier, Mojica. But we'll see what this flag is about.
I think there may have been a face mask.
Clock is stopped with 9:37 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Patriots still lead at 25-0 over Cedar Creek, looking to hand Cedar Creek their first loss in district play and end Cedar Creek's 2-game winning streak. That penalty is going to be on the Patriots, and it's going to be
2 huge penalties in this drive that have extended this drive for the Eagles. They were flat on their back, and then they get these critical penalties that have moved them forward.
Ball is spotted on the Eastview 19-yard line, so Cedar Creek is inside the red zone. McLaughlin in the gun. He's alone in the backfield, and McLaughlin is going to be sacked and brought down by Alessandro Perez. And I think Isaiah Quentin Jackson as well. Yes, Isaiah Quentin Jackson and Alessandro Perez teaming up to get the penetration and sacking quarterback Brock McLaughlin. That'll be a loss of about 4, maybe 3 yards. Brings up 2nd down and long. Officially, yes, a 3-yard loss on that sack. So Cedar Creek will try to regroup after getting a first down based off of a penalty. Second down and 13. McLaughlin takes the snap, looks left, throws left. He's got a man in the end zone. Falls incomplete, nearly picked off. There is a flag and a second flag coming out late. You got to think that's going to be pass interference.
It is. Their feet got tangled up, and unfortunately, Charles Ross is going to get called for the interference.
That's right. Cade Elkins was also involved. I believe he was the defender who got his hand on the ball after the pass interference flag had been thrown. And that is going to move Cedar Creek even closer towards the goal line.
And give them another first down. It actually puts them first and goal.
Yeah, you got to think that's going to be one of those halfway to the goal penalties. As Cedar Creek now on 1st and goal. They hand off to Mojica, and Mojica has nowhere to go. He just runs into a wall of Patriots defenders, most of them from the defensive line. Tyler Wagner involved in the stop there. I believe I saw Alessandro Perez get some initial contact as well. But there were about 4 Patriots white jerseys there. You know, I gotta point out too, Michael, this new uniform combo being utilized by the Patriots tonight. Black pants, white road jerseys with red lettering, and I can't tell if those are black helmets or dark red reflective helmets, but they look really good. Brock McLaughlin fakes a handoff. It's intercepted in the end zone by Michael Sedgwick. What a great interception on the slant route by Michael Sedgwick. And the Patriots will continue to pitch this shutout. They'll take over from their own 20-yard line.
Outstanding defensive effort as Michael Sedgwick lays out to make that interception and get Cedar Creek off the field.
Several players are stepping up tonight on both sides of the ball. Michael Sedgwick, this is the Patriots' second interception of the evening. Charles Ross having one late in the second quarter. So with 7:47 to go here in the third quarter, the Patriots will get the ball back, and they will look to expand on this 25-0 lead. It's going to be a handoff to Jerry Barone, who sweeps out to the left side, picks up a first down, and is knocked out of bounds by Cedar Creek's Logan Latouf. And that'll move the chains for the Patriots. That's the bigger story here. Patriots will go hurry up. Adams in the gun. He hands the ball off to Amarian Brooks, and Amarian Brooks tries to rush out to the left side. He's brought down from behind at the legs by Cedar Creek's Marco Portillo. And this will bring up second down for the Patriots. A gain of 2 by Amarian Brooks on that run. So second down and 8. Adams takes the snap. It's a handoff to Brooks again. Brooks rushing right through a hole. Tackled at the 45-yard line. Brought down just shy of the first down marker. Making the tackle for Cedar Creek was Damian Perez. And they're going to give the Patriots the first down here. They're moving the chains. So it'll be 1st and 10 Patriots, ball on their own 46-yard line, I should say, excuse me. And it's another handoff to Amarian Brooks on first down. Brooks is stuffed after about a 2-yard gain. That was Marco Portillo on the tackle yet again for Cedar Creek. Brings up second down for the Patriots. Should be second down and 8. Ball is on the Eastview 48-yard line. Eastview going from left to right on your screen. It's a handoff to Amarian Brooks again. He makes it to the 50 before he gets stuffed by a trio of Cedar Creek defenders. They should rule him down at the 50. They're going to give him the Cedar Creek 49-yard line. So the Patriots are officially in Cedar Creek territory, but they've still got a few more yards to go before they can get the first. Should be 3rd and 5 here, and it is. Patriots will hurry up. Adams in the gun, 2 receivers on each side. Someone went off sides. Adams has a free play. He throws it to Charles Ross on the right side, and Ross makes it all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. We'll hold on to see who the flag was on, however. If the Patriots were able to get the defense to jump off sides, that's a free play and that's a touchdown. But if the penalty is on on Eastview, I should say, that touchdown's coming back.
Yeah, even the umpires are headed down the other direction.
So great job by the Eastview offensive line getting the Cedar Creek defensive line to jump, and that results in a 49-yard touchdown to Charles Ross. New score, Patriots 31, Eagles nothing, pinning the PAT. And
that's good.
Emilio Vargas' kick is up and good. So After a couple of misses here the last couple of games by Vargas, he's made his last 2 PATs, and the Patriots now lead it 32-0 with 5:47 to go in the third quarter. We'll be right back after this brief commercial break. Stay tuned. You're watching Eastview Patriot football on SHN Sports.
You're ready for the future?
And the future is full of possibilities.
Because your dream home
Is right around the corner.
If you're ready for the next step
Or 2,
or 3,
we can help. At our bank, we're ready to help you open doors to your future.
our mortgage team is here and ready to begin your next step.
Doing the right things for the right reasons.
Welcome to our bank.
You belong here.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
We're back here from Bastrop ISD Memorial Stadium, where following a free play on a penalty, a 49-yard throw to Charles Ross, Patriots got into the end zone, and now they lead it 32-0 over the Cedar Creek Eagles here on the road. Again, we thank you very much for joining us here on SHN Sports for Eastview Patriot football, as the kickoff is going to be taken, and the return man, it's Joshua Roberts. He has some space, and he's brought down at the Eastview 40. He makes his way into Eastview territory. Joshua Roberts, boy, he's had some dangerous returns if you're a Patriots fan.
He
so far
definitely
tonight.
has.
You know, the Eagles are probably itching to get him more involved in the offensive game. We might not see that until the fourth quarter, however, because Cedar Creek won the opening coin toss and elected to defer until the second half. Eastview got to pick the side of the field that they were going to be defending. Eastview decided to throw into the wind, or throw against the wind, I should say, for the first quarter. The meaning for the second and third quarters, they will be throwing into the wind. Meaning in the fourth quarter that Cedar Creek would be throwing into the wind. So perhaps Brock McLaughlin will get to air it out a little more. At least that would probably be the hopes of all the Patriots fans in attendance tonight. Again, they are limiting the live attendance here at Bastrop ISD Memorial Stadium due to COVID-19. So if you are watching us from the Cedar Creek side, we thank you for tuning in. If you're watching us from the Patriots fan base, we also thank you for tuning in. Of course, we've got 2 great broadcasts going on tonight. Cedar Creek's radio broadcast is also going on the SHN Sports Network, as on 1st and 10, it's going to be a handoff to Dominic Mojica, the running back. He picks up a first down and a whole lot more, just inching his way towards the Patriots sideline, moves the chains, and picks up a huge first down for the Eagles as they look to end this shutout.
He's a fun running back to watch. He just lowers his shoulders and spins and makes things happen.
He's got some speed, too. It's just every time he touches the ball, there's this burst of speed.
He's got very quick feet.
He's trucked quite a few Patriots defenders tonight as well. As we 1st and 10, ball on the Eastview 22-yard line. McLaughlin takes the snap, and it's a handoff to... That is running back Davin Winston. And Winston doesn't get a lot on that carry, about 2 yards. Enough to bring up second down and manageable. It'll be second down and 8. Ball spotted at the Eastview 20. McLaughlin coming back out onto the field, having received instructions from his coaching staff on the sideline, head coach Brian Hill of the Cedar Creek Eagles. McLaughlin now. 2nd and 8. McLaughlin takes the snap. He immediately looks right, throws right, caught into the flats. And making the catch was Damian Perez. And he's just shoved out of bounds. The Patriots can't bring him down. But they did prevent him from getting the first down. So this will be 3rd down and 1. 3rd down in inches, perhaps. And you got to think the Patriots are going to be itching to stop this series.
Well, they've been successful so far, keeping the Eagles out of the end zone.
3rd and inches. McLaughlin comes out in the shotgun formation, and it's a handoff to Mojica. And Mojica, he might not be getting this. The Patriots defense saw Mojica was going to get the ball, and a slew of Patriots defenders, including Alessandro Perez, Thomas Thornburg, and Aaron Olage, involved in the tackling there. And there's going to be no gain. A great defensive stand on 3rd down. It'll bring up 4th and 1. And Cedar Creek is going to try again. You got to expect Brock McLaughlin will get under center this time. He will not. He will come out in the shotgun formation. He sends a man in motion from left to right. Fakes a handoff. They try to rush it up the middle, but the Patriots defense stands. They handed the ball off to Dominic Mojica, and Mojica could not gain the 1 yard necessary to get the first down. So for the second time tonight, the Patriots defense forces a turnover on downs.
They've been playing that game up the middle, so kudos to the Eastview scouts that scouted Cedar Creek and have keyed on these running backs to shut down this run game of the Eagles.
On 1st and 10, it's a huge hole for Amarian Brooks, and Amarian Brooks is crossing the 50 to the 40 to the 30 to the 20 to the 10. Sorry, he made it to the 15-yard line.
He ran out of gas and decided he was not going to take a hit and go out of bounds.
But a huge run from the Cedar Creek 14-yard line to about the Eastview 14-yard line. That's about a 70-yard run. I'll get the exact number here in just a second.
I think it was a botched snap on that play right there, and Adams takes the sack. I actually know it was a handoff to Marion Brooks. He tackled for loss, 4 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 14.
That was a 71-yard run for Amarian Brooks 2 plays ago. As it's a handoff to Isaiah Quentin Jackson this time. Quentin Jackson rushes along the left hash mark, tries to run up the middle, can't quite get anything going, but he does pick up a few yards on that carry, tried to utilize his speed. Picked up a solid maybe 2 yards. This will bring up 3rd down.
Pick up a 5. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, after the penalty. So the Patriots will come back out on the shotgun formation. 3 receivers to Peyton Adams right. I'm sorry, that's Tanner Balloon at quarterback. And he throws to Jerry Barone, caught at about the 15-yard line. Barone trying to make it inside the 10.
Looks like he got a little extracurricular activity between Charles Ross and the defender. Micah Roberts. Sort this penalty out.
Tanner Blue is now in at quarterback. That's going to be a holding penalty on Eastview. So that'll move them back another 5 yards. Basically, the 2nd down play has been negated. This will be 3rd down and 14.
So it should be from the end of the play. I think they're trying to decide where to spot the ball.
Referee is repeating the holding penalty call. So now Tanner Blue on 3rd down takes the snap, looks left, throws, and nearly intercepted. by Cedar Creek's Davin Winston. The pass was intended for Charles Ross. And Tanner Blue, very lucky he was not intercepted there. That would have been the first turnover of the ball game for the Patriots. They lead it 32-0 over Cedar Creek. 50 seconds left here in the third quarter. So this will be 4th down and 17. Blue in the gun. Takes the snap, drops back, looks over the middle as a flag comes out, throws, caught inside the 5 by Jerry Barone. Barone saying he got into the end zone. Referee is going to say he was down at the 1. But we'll have to see what this flag is about, because if that penalty is on the Patriots, this ball is going to be coming back. And it looks like it is going to be on Eastview. Most likely another holding penalty, but we'll see what the referees have to say.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
So the Patriots kind of shooting themselves in the foot on this drive. They got the defense, got the turnover on downs, setting up this offensive series. And the Patriots, following a 71-yard run, from Marion Brooks, have just had the wind knocked out of their sails the last couple of plays. This will be 4th down and 22 now for the Patriots. Blue in the gun, takes the snap, looks right, throws right, caught by Charles Ross at the 30-yard line. And Ross makes his way to the 20. He breaks free to the 10, and he slides down. Did he get the first down?
No.
He did not. So the Cedar Creek defense stands. Looks like Ross was about a yard short. And so now Eastview turns the ball over on downs, following what had a drive that had potential. But now the Cedar Creek Eagles have 25 seconds to work with before the end of the third quarter.
It's like you're seeing some defensive substitutions come in. It says we saw in the offense, 25 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Score still 32-0. Patriots still pitching the shutout on the road here in the increasingly cold weather that is hitting the Central Texas area. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. It's going to be a handoff to Dominic Mojica, and Mojica tries to rush up the middle. Can't quite get anywhere on that carry. Gain of maybe 3 yards on that carry. And that'll do it for the third quarter. There's still a few seconds left on the game clock, but Cedar Creek is content with letting it run out. And that is indeed what they will do. The clock has hit 0. We've got 12 more minutes of action here, so stay tuned. We'll have the exciting conclusion of this ball game. Can the Patriots continue to pitch a shutout on the road, or will Cedar Creek make a comeback for the ages? We'll find out with the next 12 minutes after this commercial break.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen. It's that time of year for fall, football, and family. And our family has been making it easy on your family for almost 20 years. Like with our new Express online shopping tool, where you can find the perfect Volkswagen fit for your life and budget. This month, save $3,600 on a new 2020 Jetta S. You can drive away in a brand new Volkswagen for under $20,000. We have a lot to choose from. Hewlett Volkswagen, off I-35 in Westinghouse, or see for yourself at hewlettvw.com.
We're back here at Bastrop ISD Memorial Stadium at the start of the fourth quarter. The Patriots lead at 32-0 over the Cedar Creek Eagles. We thank you very much for tuning in to our broadcast tonight here for Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports. I'm Travis Banks, joined alongside Michael Francis as usual. And Michael, Patriots have pitched a shutout through 3. Can they make it the entire game? We will find that out as on 2nd down and 7, it's another handoff to Dominic Mojica by Cedar Creek. He has nowhere to go on that run, really.
No, he was stuffed by Thomas Thornburg and Alessandro Perez.
So this will set up 3rd down and 6 for Cedar Creek. As remember, the last time this Eastview defense was on the field, they forced a turnover on downs by stuffing Dominic Mojica at the line of scrimmage as they were inside the red zone. And now Cedar Creek. Brock McLaughlin in the gun. 3 receivers to his left. McLaughlin is going to keep it himself. The pocket collapses around him, and he is sacked. McLaughlin loses control of the ball.
And Eastview has it.
Wow. The third turnover of the game for this Eastview Patriots defense. 2 interceptions and now a fumble. What a great job by the Patriots defense here tonight.
They spotted at the 10-yard line. 1st and goal for the Patriots. Tanner Ballou back on to quarterback the Patriots and hopefully get them into the end zone and extend their lead over the Cedar Creek Eagles.
So Patriots with their best starting field position of the night. It'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 10. So 1st and goal from the 10, essentially. It's a handoff, and rushing up the middle, inching ever closer to the end zone. That is Isaiah Quentin Jackson. And Isaiah Quentin Jackson makes it inside the 5. This will bring up about 2nd down and 4. Or 2nd and goal from the 4, I should say. 10 minutes, 45 seconds to go here in the ball game. Patriots leading at 32-0, looking to increase that lead by at least a touchdown. And it's another handoff, this time up the middle.
Tyler Huerta,
yes, his first touchdown of the evening. That's from 3 yards out. So Tyler Huerta getting his name on the board. And he's just increased the Patriots' lead by 6, pending the PAT. Emilio Vargas out to attempt this PAT. Vargas' kick is up as a flag comes out. Kick is up, but it will be waved off because of the penalty.
Okay, not sure. Both sides are. Maybe there's a timeout. Oh, they called the extra point. Good.
So after a penalty on Cedar Creek, it is declined, and Emilio Vargas's extra point attempt is good. So just like that, 10:35 to go in the ball game. The Patriots extend their lead to 39-0 over Cedar Creek. We'll be right back after these messages. Stay tuned. We'll see if Cedar Creek can respond by finally getting on the board tonight here at home. We'll be right back after this for Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports. Back here from Bastrop ISD Memorial Stadium, where following the touchdown run from Tyler Huerta, the Eastview Patriots have extended their lead to 39-0 over the Cedar Creek Eagles. As Eastview kicks the ball off, kickoff goes out of bounds. That draws the penalty flag. And we'll see if they like to re-kick this or just give Cedar Creek the field position.
Looks like they're going to re-kick.
They will indeed re-kick, and of course the wind causing issues. So do not be surprised if the ball tips over on the tee again. And Emilio Vargas has to have another Patriots player come over and hold the ball. It's already fallen off.
Kick sails out of bounds again. So interesting, we were talking about Rouse earlier. They're actually in the third quarter playing Elgin tonight, and they're tied at 21, Travis.
You know, again, that Elgin team, we talked about their record. They're 0-3 overall on the season, 0-2 in district, but they've given Cedar Creek a game, and they've given Eastview a game. So it's not an easy victory beating Elgin, even if their record doesn't seem to indicate that. Rouse, of course, one of those three teams tied for first place in District 13-5A at the moment. So an Elgin victory combined with a Eastview victory tonight would cause some huge ramifications for District 13-5A. It would leave Brenham all alone at the top of the standings should they win their game tonight. But it would also bump the Patriots up quite a bit, as they would hold the tiebreaker over Cedar Creek here, as the kickoff is good, and it is going to be taken at the 40 and brought down at about the 46, 47-yard line. So Cedar Creek will have some decent field position here on their next offensive series, as I think by this point, 10:29 to go in the ball game, you're trailing 39-0. You just want to get some points on the board to have something positive to say in the film review session tomorrow morning.
Rouse, one of those teams that moved down at the realignment as they were in D1 5A and moved into the D2 classification.
This will be 1st and 10 for Cedar Creek. Ball is on their own 46-yard line. McLaughlin in the gun, two receivers on each side. He's going to throw and catch at the 45-yard line, and that receiver making the catch for Cedar Creek was Aiden Prince, and he was brought out of bounds, forced out of bounds by Carlos Villarreal.
No gain on the play.
So this will bring up 2nd down and 10. Clock continues to tick exactly at 10 minutes here and counting in the rest of the ball game. So there's plenty of time for the Eagles to work with, but it's running out quick, not exactly on their side. Eagles now. Another throw and catch to Prince, and Prince crosses the 50, tackled teams, tied for first place, as McLaughlin throws deep, and the ball is tipped, nearly intercepted. Boy, McLaughlin decided to throw into coverage. The intended receiver,
Cale Barkley, almost came up with the INT.
Yeah, that was Damian Perez the pass was being intended for. But as you said, Michael, just bounced off the fingertips of the Patriots. That was actually triple coverage by the Patriots defense. That would have been a hard ball to catch for really anybody. McLaughlin now on 2nd and 10. Takes the snap, drops back, rolls out to the right as the pocket collapses. He throws right, caught at about the 25-yard line.
Incomplete. It came in and out.
Incomplete, my apologies. That pass intended for Aiden Prince. And Prince, from my vantage point at least, he kind of ran out of bounds, slid. Looked like he was going to use his legs and his gut to pull that pass in, but ended up falling incomplete. This will bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Eagles. Ball is on the Eastview 43-yard line. McLaughlin now in the gun, two receivers on each side. McLaughlin takes the snap, drops back, looks right, throws, intended for Aiden Prince, and just sails right through his hands. Prince was not quite yet ready for the ball, and that'll bring up 4th and 10 here. We'll see what the Eagles decide to do. Clock is stopped with 8:07 to go here in the ball game. The Patriots lead at 39-0, but you got to think the Eagles have to go for it here.
They keep the clock running, or at least the referee gave the indication to keep it running.
There were some scoreboard issues earlier towards the end of the second quarter, specifically with the game clock. As on fourth down, McLaughlin takes the snap, and he's under a lot of pressure, nearly sacked, spins around from a defender, and he's going to rush the ball himself, scrambling over to the Cedar Creek sideline, shoved out of bounds. But he did not pick up enough yardage to get the first down, so that will be a turnover on downs. The Patriots defense stands yet again, and they're going to get off the field here. The Patriots offense now has 7 minutes, 56 seconds to work with, and you got to think they're going to run the ball a lot on this drive, Michael, just not only to run the clock out, but to give this defense a bit of a break as well.
You would think so. You're starting to see some substitutions.
I think that's been Coach Feacoch's primary concern over the last couple of weeks, is just getting his players healthy and getting them to stay healthy. As he mentioned to you in the pregame, that they have yet to have a 100% fully healthy roster all season. It's Tyler Huerta. It's a handoff to him. He rushes right and nearly picks up the first down. That's a solid gain of 8, maybe 9 yards by Tyler Huerta.
Marion Brooks coming back in the game.
So this will be second down and 2 for the Patriots. Ball is on their own 45-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Marion Brooks. And Marion Brooks rushes up the middle, picks up the first down, and tries to barrel his way to the 50. Looks like he did cross the 50. They're going to roll him down in Cedar Creek territory at the Cedar Creek 49-yard line. That'll move the chains, and the Patriots now have a first down. More importantly, the clock will continue to tick with just over 7 minutes to play here in the ball game, and the Patriots leading it by 39 points, 39-0. It's hard to say what the most impressive thing about a victory tonight here would be, Michael, if you're on the Patriots side, as they try to draw the Cedar Creek defensive line off sides and manage to get a few players to jump. We'll see who they call the penalty on, though. Who moved first?
I believe that it is offsides on the defense. He called a false start on the defense. Interesting call, false start on the defense. That's offsides.
So the clock will temporarily stop with 6 minutes, 45 seconds to go here in the ball game. That'll move the Patriots up to a 1st and 5. The ball will be spotted at their own at the Cedar Creek 44-yard line. Play clock at 15. The Patriots are in no hurry to get set up, as they are taking as much time off of the game clock as possible. 5 seconds to go on the play clock here. And now it's going to be a handoff to Tyler Huerta. Huerta barrels his way past the 40-yard line. He'll pick up another first down for the Patriots. Chains will move, and the Patriots maintain possession, and more importantly, get to continue running the clock out.
Yeah, don't look for Cedar Creek to call any timeouts. They have all 3 of them. Both squads have all 3 timeouts. But at this point, it's like, let's get off the field and go home.
It's probably, it's cold up here in the press box. It's got to be freezing down there for these kids, especially
especially in that wind.
Like they always say, it's hot. It's hotter on the field for these players in the hot summer days, as now this is a sweep. And the ball carrier crosses the 30-yard line. That was Emilio Vargas on the carry, sweeping out to the left side. And he'll pick up another first down on that run for the Patriots. Ball will be spotted at the Cedar Creek 28-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Patriots, just a little over 5 minutes to go here in the ball game. Patriots leading at 39-0. They're in no hurry to get into the end zone, however. Ballou takes the snap. I think he saw some movement. He thinks he has a free play. He's going to chunk it up. Pass intended for Tyler Wagoner, but falls incomplete. I don't see a flag at the moment, Michael, but please correct me if I'm wrong, because I think the Patriots thought they had a free play.
There is. He's walking yardage off. So it looks like offsides on the defense.
Okay. Clock will stop at exactly 5 minutes left here in the ball game.
Well,
Patriots will get set back up. It's another to Vargas. Another sweep. Emilio Vargas not having as much success on that carry as he did on his earlier carry. Tackled that around the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play. This will bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Patriots. Clock will continue to take just over 4 minutes to go here in the ball game. Patriots running as much time off the clock as they possibly can. It's a handoff to Amarian Brooks, who tries to spin around some defenders, and he crosses his way into the 25-yard line before being brought down. So we'll bring up 4th down, I should say, as that was a gain of about 3 on that carry by Amarian Brooks. And now the Patriots, as the clock continues to tick, under 4 minutes to go here in the ball game, leading 39-0. We'll see if the Patriots go for it here on 4th down, as they're going against the wind, so can't exactly go for the field goal here. And they will indeed. Ballou is going to chunk the ball up and pretty much just throws it away. That'll be a turnover on downs.
No, it's the flag. I believe there was offsides on the defense.
My apologies. I did not see that flag thrown. It was all the way over by the Eastview sideline. I see it now. So instead, that was Tanner Ballou seeing that he had a free play. And I got to say, Michael, this coaching staff of Eastview is probably going to be very happy with the way their offensive line has performed. They've drawn the Cedar Creek defensive line off sides. Feels like it's been about 4 times in the second half alone. Ballou now on 4th down and 2. Nevertheless, it'll move the chains for the Patriots, and they have another 1st down. The clock will continue to tick with exactly 3 minutes and counting to go here in the ball game, and the Patriots still leading 39-0.
Well, it looked like he was trying to extend it out even more and maybe possibly get in the end zone, but he kind of held up. So I don't think, Coach Feacock is intending to run the score up any more than what it is. So more trying to run time off the clock.
Yeah, Coach Feacock is not one of those types of coaches who will try to make a statement or anything like that. He just wants to get done enough what he can get done, as Tanner Ballou on another quarterback keeper picks up a decent amount of yardage, gets inside the 10, and perhaps inside the 5 as well. Indeed, it's going to be 2nd down. That was about a 9-yard gain by Tanner Ballou on that run. So this will be 2nd down and 1. Ball on the 4-yard line. And the Patriots, 25 seconds left on the play clock, and exactly 2 minutes to go here on the game clock and counting. So the Patriots, it's going to be a quarterback keeper, and some late flags come out. Looked to me like the Patriots got enough of a push to get the 1st down, at least from our vantage point up here in the press box. But we'll see what those late flags are about.
I think it's going to be a penalty against Cedar Creek. maybe not. No, first down. It is against Cedar Creek, half the distance. First and goal.
Clock is stopped with, it just started ticking again. My mistake. Minute 40 to go here in the ball game. So the Patriots, 10 seconds left to go on the play clock. They're going to get set up now. Blue hands off to Amarian Brooks. I think he kept it himself, however. He's trying to barrel his way into the end zone. He did not get into the end zone. He did not break the plane. He's about a yard short. But I believe he did get enough to pick up the first down.
Oh, it's second and goal.
Second and goal, my mistake. So now the Patriots, exactly a minute left to go in the ball game. They're in a bit of they're between a rock and a hard place. They want to run the clock out, and they're gaining a lot of yards, but they don't necessarily want to get inside of the end zone and run this score up anymore. But that might be the only option here. We'll see. Could always kneel it out here as well. And that is indeed what Tanner Blue will do. He'll take one final kneel down, and now 30 seconds to go on the game clock. Play clock is dead, and that'll do it for the ball game. The Patriots will head on the road to Bastrop ISD Memorial Stadium and pick up a huge win over one of the three teams tied for first place in the district standings. And not only do they pick up a huge win, they just dominated all sides of the ball and pitched a shutout for this entire game. Hats off to this Patriots defense.
Outstanding effort by the Patriot defense tonight and get their first shutout of the season. I think it's the first shutout in 2 years.
Yeah, the last shutout I remember was against Weiss back in, it was around Halloween 2018. 42-0 victory by Eastview over Weiss on that night. That game, of course, was back at Birkelbach Field. But, you know, as we mentioned earlier, Michael, this Bastrop ISD Memorial Stadium is a stadium that has given the Patriots quite a bit of difficulty over the last couple of years. And they come in to tonight's annual trip down here to Bastrop, and they get the W, 39-0.
What an outstanding game by this Patriot football team. We will be back here in just a bit to wrap up tonight's action. We thank you for listening to Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports.
This broadcast on SHN Sports is brought to you in part by our bank. You belong here. We take the time to listen to you and your financial needs and desires in order to help you create unique solutions that will help you achieve those goals. Ideal Signs. Looking for something extra to get your business noticed? Ideal Signs specializes in custom signage and large digital format printing. Visit signsforsports.com. These broadcasts on SHN Sports are made possible by advertisers like these. If you would like to promote your business while also making an impact in the community, email Carl at shnsports.com for more information about advertising opportunities.
At our bank, we believe in doing the right things for the right reasons. For our families, our communities, our future, just like you do. We believe the right thing is more than just a handshake or a promise. It's a relationship guided by honesty and integrity. How can our bank help you?
Thank you for calling our bank. This is Jenny. How can I help you?
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen. It's that time of year for fall, football, and family. And our family has been making it easy on your family for almost 20 years, like with our new Express online shopping tool, where you can find the perfect Volkswagen fit for your life and budget. This month, save $3,600 on a new 2020 Jetta S. You can drive away in a brand new Volkswagen for under $20,000. We have a lot to choose from. Hewlett Volkswagen, off I-35 in Westinghouse, or see for yourself at hewlettvw.com.
Many of us yearn for the glory of the field, to quarterback our team to victory, to catch the game-winning touchdown. But sadly, playing football is hard. What's not hard is getting a great deal on a Chevrolet from Don Hewlett. It's okay, fella. Everyone's a winner at Don Hewlett, but you still stink at football. Find new roads in Georgetown and at donhewlett.com. Don Hewlett, Texas True.
We're back here at Bastrop ISD Memorial Stadium. I'm Travis Banks. He's Michael Francis. We thank you very much for choosing to spend your Friday night here with us for Eastview Patriot football on SHN Sports. Final score from here at Bastrop ISD Memorial Stadium: Eastview 39, Cedar Creek nothing. An impressive victory for the Patriots tonight, Michael, as Cedar Creek was one of the three teams tied for first place in District 13 5A. They will, however, fall in the standings after tonight. Eastview will jump them in the standings, you should think.
Oh, absolutely. Eastview came in, took care of business tonight. Exciting football, Travis, all the way around. Every phase of the game. For the Patriots today, they dominated, and outstanding defensive effort. Thomas Thornburg, can't say enough about that young man. Him and Isaiah Quentin Jackson playing up the middle, shutting down those running lanes for the Eagles, and doing a phenomenal effort. Then on the opposite side of the ball.
Exactly. It was just a perfect, complete game on really all sides of the ball for the Patriots tonight. You mentioned during the pregame, Coach Feacock sent you that email. He spoke with you earlier in the week. He mentioned how he wanted the Patriots to get the ground game going fairly early here in this ball game tonight, and indeed that is what they did. Only one touchdown in the first quarter, that coming from Marion Brooks. But, of course, Isaiah Quentin Jackson getting 2 touchdowns on the ground in the second quarter. The score at halftime was 25-0. That was because of those 3 touchdowns on the ground, the 2 from Isaiah Quentin Jackson and the 1 from Marion Brooks. And then, of course, the Jerry Barone 63-yard haul in and catch and touchdown from after that pass from Peyton Adams. So that gave you the 25-0 score at halftime because of 2 missed PATs and then a failed 2-point conversion.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking for one negative thing, I guess, to say about this game, it would be that. But that's really nobody's fault, considering how cold it was down on the field and how hard the wind was blowing. Exactly. Moving on to the second half, Michael Sedgwick had a great interception to end Cedar Creek's first offensive series of the second half. And that immediately led to a Charles Ross 49-yard touchdown catch from a free play, really, after Eastview offensive line getting the Cedar Creek defensive line to jump off sides, something that we saw as a repeated theme throughout the second half. A couple of turnover on downs. Eastview recovered a fumble to start off the fourth quarter, and that immediately led to a touchdown run from Tyler Huerta. Somewhere in between there, of course, Marion Brooks picking up a huge run for 71 yards as well. So just great stats for tonight with all the Eastview Patriots players. You got to think that Peyton Adams has crossed the 1,000-yard mark for passing yardage on this very young season, 5 games in. But we'll have to wait until we get the official stats tomorrow to wait and see.
What a phenomenal job by Peyton Adams and growing into the leadership role of leading this offense and getting everybody to buy into him. And we saw that at the Killeen game, that he was able to get that kind of respect from his teammates, and he's really grown into that leadership role. And Isaiah Quentin Jackson, you saw the one play where the lineman got a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, a 15-yard penalty tacked on, and as a leader, Isaiah Quentin Jackson went to him and was talking him down off the ledge, and trying to get things calmed down, because those are the kind of mistakes that you don't need to make. Those are silly mistakes, and they cost you big yardage, and that's where you ended up eventually getting to a 4th and 31 in that particular series right there. Just not what you needed to do coming out of halftime, right?
Exactly. But for Eastview, they will improve to 2-3 overall, 2-1 in District 13 5A action. Meanwhile, Cedar Creek will fall to 2-3 overall, 2-1 in District 13 5A action as well. We'll try to get you some score updates here before the end of this broadcast. I think that's what you have for us, Michael.
Yeah, I've got several scores. Here's one right here, and this is some of the realignment that took place. You had Anderson move out of 6A, and they moved down into the 5A ranks, and so they're in the district with Cedar Park. Cedar Park just shut them out 82-0. Ouch. 5-0 Cedar Park started 5-0 in 2006, 2010, 2015, and 2016. Anderson's last shutout loss was 27-0 versus Bowie back in 2019. In the third quarter, LaGrange 42, Gonzales 9. Rockdale in the third, 26-7 over Academy. In the fourth, Hayes 21, San Marcos 0. In the final, Vandergrift 49, McNeil 0. Vandergrift's most lopsided win over the Mavs. In the fourth, Vista Ridge 38, Cedar Ridge 17. In the third, Lake Travis 52, Austin 14. In the third, Thorndale 21, Thrall 12. In the third, Salado 41, Gerald 0. In the fourth, Granger 18, Burton 12. That's always a rivalry game between those two programs, Granger and Burton. At the half, this was 14 minutes ago, Lampasas 17, LBJ 12, Smithville 8, Giddings 6, Cameron Yo 17, Lorena 7, Llano 21, Blanco 14, Lago Vista 21, Comfort 7, Lexington 13, and Florence 0. In the third, Dripping Springs 28, New Braunfels Canyon, which was the team we played last year, 0. Harlandale, San Antonio Harlandale 24, Lehman 7, and we know the final here. Eastview
39.
39 to 0 over Cedar Creek. And I'll see if I can get a refresh to see if we can't get an update on some other 13-5A action.
Well, the last score update we got for Brenham and Bastrop was Brenham was leading that ball game 47-3 in the third quarter. So assuming that score stands and that Brenham comes out with a victory, they alone will be in sole possession of first place in District 13 5A. It's a lot like what happened last year, actually. Brenham just got that early lead in district play and just never relinquished it. Meanwhile, the last we checked as well, Rouse and Elgin were currently tied at 21 apiece. We'll try to find a score update on that one. We might be out of luck for that by this point, but should Elgin be able to win that game, pick up their first win of the season, both in district play and in their overall standings, that would cause huge implications that could cause Eastview to jump up into the top 4 of the district standings.
Oh, yeah, easily. I mean, with this win tonight, they should be in the top 4 in district, and especially if Rouse ends up losing this one to Elgin, that puts Rouse and Eastview in at the same district record at 2-1.
Any final thoughts before we call it a night here from Bastrop ISD Memorial Stadium?
Well, next week we'll be back home at Berkelback. It's one of the 3 home games that we have, and then we look forward after that. We will be at Bible. But look forward to being back at home next week, and we appreciate you tuning in and spending your Friday night with us, as Travis likes to say. So we look forward to seeing y'all next week.
And with that, again, your final score from here at Bastrop ISD Memorial Stadium, Eastview 39, Cedar Creek 0. We will see you next week live from Birkelbach Field as the Patriots will return home to take on the Bastrop Bears. Kickoff will be at 7 p.m. We should be going on air about 10 to 15 minutes beforehand. We hope that you will join us for that broadcast again next week. Any final thoughts, Michael?
That's it.
All right. Well, he's Michael Francis. I'm Travis Banks. Stay safe. Stay warm. It's going to get cold out there over the weekend. Have a fun weekend. Have a safe weekend. Be safe if you go out. And until then, until next week, so long from the Lone Star State.